Excellent. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Onyx Path Twitch channel. My name is Travis Legge. My pronouns are he, they, and I will be your storyteller for the evening. The reason for the season is the Contagion Chronicle Fog over Lyndon Station session 2. And we left our party in a bit of a jam last session with everyone sort of being gathered at Grandma's Diner. You had gotten a recent exposition dump where you learned a bit of the nature of Gabriel's horn and what was going on. And we pretty much, like, right as soon as that exposition was finished, we resolved your breaking points and wrapped up the night. Does that sound about accurate as to where we were parked? There was not any monster entering the room or any sort of gross cliffhanger at that point. It was really just kind of like processing that information, which means that we're going to dive directly into some horrible shit tonight, I promise you. But before we do that, there are a couple things I want to bring to everyone's attention. This weekend is Roll20 Con. We're going to have a little bit of extra programming over here on the channel to support that convention and to talk about some of our products that are on Roll20. I also wanted to make you aware that we do have a special Scion bundle for Roll20 where you can pick up Hero and Origin together for the Roll20 version for 30% off. Give me a half a second and I will bring up a link to that info. I'll throw that in the chat there. Speaking of Scion, Scion God just became available for pre-order on BackerKit today. We've already funded the base goal and are now fundraising for stretch goals. The stretch goal fundraising process will go for the next 30 days. And you can go in and get all sorts of neat add-ons. If you're new to Scion, they have a nice handy bundle that collects what will be all 4 of the core books to progress you from Origin to God for an affordable price. So, and if you back over there, even for as little as $5, you get access to the manuscript for God. So you can look it over, decide to what you might not want to incorporate in your game, and decide if you want to back it for at a higher level, or wait till maybe the retail version comes out, or even just decide, no, this isn't for me, and you've risked $5 for the process. So I would highly recommend heading over and snatching that up. The last thing that I wanted to call to everyone's attention from the paying of the bills department is that it is They Came From month over at Onyx Path. This is the 10th anniversary of Onyx Path Publishing. Each month we're celebrating a different game. This month is the They Came From line, and They Came From Beyond the Grave and its various supplements are now 90% off over at Drive-Thru RPG. That is 10% of their retail price. If you head over to the link I've thrown up in the chat there, you should be able to pick those PDFs up as well. It's a steal. I am personally one of my favorite role-playing games that has ever been printed or published that I did not work on, and speaking strictly as a fan, is They Came From Camp Murder Lake. I highly recommend, if you do not have a copy of that, go pick that up right now. We'll wait. While you're going and picking up They Came From Camp Murder Lake, I will go ahead and have everyone introduce themselves. Let's start things off this session with Mint. Please tell us who you are, what you do, who you're playing, your pronouns, their pronouns, and anything you'd like to promote.
Alrighty. Hi, everyone. I'm Mint Bo. You can call me Mint. You can call me Minty. It's fine. Tonight, I'm playing our lovely little pastel goth, Silas. I go by any pronouns. Silas goes by they, them. When I'm not here being a little freak for everyone here to see, you can find me being a little hobgoblin on Twitter at It's Minty Bitch. And I've also been on a couple other stuff. I will be with Restless Barbarian for their Hunter Fifth Chronicle, the horror at Oak Hill. And every other weekend or so, I might also be here just solo streaming games like Fate the Cursed King, Vampire the Masquerade's Bloodline, if my computer would not kill itself while I'm trying to do that, and just some other stuff just up and around. So feel free to drop a line. And I hope I can make this evening as entertaining as possible.
I have no doubt that you will. As will James. Please, Jim, give us all of your pertinence.
I am James. I go by pronouns they, he. I will be playing Arlo Keen, our definitely not a serial killer. They're still a little spooked from last time. They shot a zombie in the face, and that's kind of a new experience. I don't really have much I want to promote yet because this move is killing me, but
You're almost to the other side.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be on the road next week, so hopefully, fingers crossed, nothing else breaks. But yeah, that's really all it is for me right now.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And that will bring us over to Kevin. Please give us all of your pertinent details.
And pregnant they are. Hi, I'm Kevin Zarnicki, he, him, playing Christian Donovan, he, him. Christian is a former university student out of Chicago being pursued by mysterious supernatural forces because he himself, unbeknownst to him, has some supernatural abilities himself. Probably not good ones, if we're being honest. But this is Chronicles of Darkness. Ain't nobody got a good deal. You can reach me through Twitter at Necromancy101, where you can hear me complain about social media, which is ironic, or you can check out the free tips that I offer from my classes on both game design and voiceover. Or you could hear about any voiceover I'm doing when I choose to share it, because celebrity is a poison that is killing us all.
I wish I could disagree with anything you said, but no, I agree wholeheartedly. Next up, that brings us to Sasha. Please give us your pertinent details.
Hello, everyone. I am Sasha. I am playing Margaret Stark. I am she, they. She is she, her. I'm currently laid out in bed because I'm dealing with some back issues. Ignore the new setting and the lighting. It's temporary, hopefully. Margaret herself is in a much worse situation than I am, and I'm very excited to see how terribly it goes for her.
Spoiler, it's going to be not great. But thank you so much for playing through the pain and being here. We greatly appreciate your presence is a present. And last but not least, that brings us to the Will. Please, your pertinence.
Hello, I am the Will. I don't exist online, but I'm here to shamelessly promote the Rolling Nomads, which you can find on Twitch, twitch.tv/Rolling Nomads, at Twitter @_ the Rolling Nomads, and on our YouTube channel, The Rolling Nomads. I do have to say, I'm very happy. I'm very psyched for Scion God, because I also show up on the show that happened prior to this one on Sunday, Scion Godsend as Gregor DeWitt, and I want my little Eldritch Warrior to become a god. So I am very psyched for this.
And soon you shall have the tools. Easiest way to get those tools is to pre-order Scion God over on BackerKit. Thank you so much for the beautiful, brilliant segue, and for everything that you do, and everyone that over at Scion Godsend. Thank you all so much for your hard work. So now we're going to dive into it. You had all been inside Grandma's, the Greasy Spoon restaurant that is beneath Margaret's apartment. The fog outside is thick and seems to be pressed up almost like right to the edge of the curb outside of the front door. The town has been eerily silent aside from the noises of the conversation. And now that you've noticed sort of that lull that happened in the wake of this revelation that was dropped upon you by your ally, it might be a little early to say that. Informant Kitty, this terrifying creature from Gabriel's horn.
I don't think informant is a good word. That's as close as I'm willing to have a relationship with this thing.
That's, you know what, that's fair and probably an appropriate level of caution. And just as she has finished this revelation, you all hear the church bells begin to toll. There is a church directly across the street from Grandma's, and the bells are giving you are suddenly tolling, and not. There seems to be a melody to the charm, or to the chime, I should say. Why don't each of you go ahead and roll? Let's do a. I would give you either streetwise, politics, or academics. If you're going to be rolling streetwise, you're going to suffer a minus. Or streetwise is normal. Politics is going to be a -1 penalty, and academics will be a -2 penalty.
Living up to my ironic name, I got 5 hits.
Beautiful. That is an exceptional success. Anyone else?
Which attribute are we?
Dice.
Yeah, which attribute are we using?
We go off of intelligence or wits. Intelligence would be with the base, but I would say wits if failing that.
That is a 4 successes.
Beautiful.
So, give me 1 second.
It makes sense that the 2 people who know how to drive really, really well know the streets. Literally.
0 successes from me.
Excellent.
Use church bells as a landmark.
We might have
Use
a problem.
churches.
What'd you get? What'd you get, Mint?
I am
So,
sorry.
My int and streetwise pool is 1, and I am unskilled in streetwise. So if I remember right, that's the chance die, and it's only 8 and aboves that are success, right?
A chance die only a 10 is a success.
Oh, then we failed.
Excellent. But you did not roll a 1 on that, correct?
No, we did not roll 1.
Do
All
you
right.
want it to be
So
a dramatic failure for
you-
a beat?
You may take an additional beat if you choose to make this a dramatic failure.
Possible XP. There are rewards.
Having said that, I believe anybody can select to do that if you failed on the dice. So if Margaret would like to do that, you may do so as well.
I'm good. I think I'm distracted because those church bells are very loud and annoying to deal with in the morning when I get up.
Yeah, the only thing that you clock is that's not the regular church bell sound. Like that's not the normal melody it plays.
Mm.
You know what? I live for the drama. I would like to opt for a dramatic failure for a beat.
It's Kanye.
Excellent. So you immediately, as you hear this song, it reminds you very much of childhood, of warmth, of a parental comfort that has been missing for your life for many a year, and you feel drawn toward the bells. You may take a beat, and you may roll resolve composure to resist the compulsion to walk outside and greet those church bells.
Oh boy. Resolve composure, which is not a bad pool. All right, so that's so it is for regular dice pools that aren't chance die. It's 8 and above.
Correct.
All right, we got 1 success.
Excellent. You've like snap out of this sort of dissociative like trance with your hand on the door.
I'll kind of look. They'll look to everyone else, look down at their hand on the doorknob, and just. I wasn't going out there, was I?
Yes.
At that exact moment, as you're releasing the doorknob, those of you who got you got 4 successes, Jim?
Yep.
You recognize that you would recognize that song, that tone, that sound, melody anywhere. That sounds like Sympathy for the Devil.
Yes, I love classic rock music.
But with an exceptional success, Christian, you can place, oddly enough, the bells are ringing in such a fashion that it's creating like full chords are being played by these church bells. And you can tell based on the high end of the song that it's not just playing Sympathy for the Devil, it's playing the cover of Sympathy for the Devil performed by Guns N' Roses on the Interview with the Vampire soundtrack. You know it, you've heard it a million times. That is what that is playing.
You know me well. Yeah, that's accurate.
I imagine Christian and Arlo just kind of look at each other. You know this song, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm not crazy, right?
Do you remember the bells being this high def?
As you lift your hand off the doorknob and say, I wasn't going out there, was I? You hear a slam on the door on the other side.
Oh no.
It slams again. What would you like to do?
Is there anyone on the other side of the door? Are there like hands? Like, this is a glass door, right?
No, this is a wood door. There's no window to see through it.
Oh,
It's got like an old, so if you imagine like an old inn entrance,
okay.
that's kind of what this door is. The door from the street to the lobby, absolute regular old glass with a push sign on it door. But this is like an old-timey wooden door. It looks like maybe it was part of the original structure when this was maybe at one point a house or something, or an older style inn before some renovations that may have happened.
Got it. No, come away from the door.
Is that
just-
you, old cannibal guy?
Sash just draws their knife and they're just slowly backing away.
I look at this and I go, you've pulled that flick knife twice on a zombie tonight.
Go get a frying pan. It'll be better.
Kitty starts laughing hysterically, and as she like snaps her head back into place, you see the sutures where her face was sewn over snap, and her face starts to sort of flap as she's cackling. And you can hear like this wet, meaty sort of slap in time with the chuckling as she's like full body racking laughter. Just
He's evil deading it. I'm gonna press up against the wall.
They'll
and just
take good at
nope,
that, Travis.
nope.
Anyone who doesn't have a weapon, find a weapon.
Yeah, I imagine there are plenty of.
We're in a kitchen. Get a knife, get a frying pan, beat something over the head with pots and pans. I don't care.
Why don't each of you roll wits plus weaponry for me, please? If you are grabbing a weapon from the environment.
Sure.
I completely forgot general weaponry was a skill.
Oh, it's fun. It's always good to have a good armory. May as well roll it. I mean, some else always has something, but if someone else doesn't have something, then
I came with a utility knife and a Glock that I don't really know how to use, so
All right.
I'm fine.
2 successes. I would give you an option. Would Jason go for a frying pan, or would Jason go for a knife, or would Jason go for a rolling pin?
Well, so these are zombies. Something that I can. I'm thinking they're going to try to bite me, so I would want something that I can use to defend against that. A knife will not defend against that. Frying pan in the mouth will stop them from being able to do that at all.
All right. So you grab like this.
Trust that rather than swing.
And this is like a iron skillet, like
Cast iron.
heavy. Yeah, it's got some weight to it. This will be a +2 weapon for you when you're using it. Anyone else roll to grab something random, or and what did Silas get?
We got 2 successes, and one of them was a 10. Sadly, the reroll didn't give us anything, but so just 2 successes.
All right, so the frying pan's been grabbed, but you've got a rolling pin, you've got a knife, or you've got a very fresh, piping hot in a nice, sturdy-looking metal pot coffee. Like grab the coffee pot and use that as a weapon. That is an option. And how many successes did Christian get?
Actually, I'm not sure what to roll. I'm not looking for a weapon. I'm looking for some bottled water and some kind of food that's wrapped up, candy bars, granola bars, something like that.
Oh, how about wits survival? If you're just trying to grab like stuff that you can pocket in case you need to go in a hurry.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right.
1 hit.
Excellent. You there's like a fruit, like a case that's got fruit on display. You fill your pockets with that. You grab 1 pie box and just throw the slices of pie that are left in there because that's important. Gotta have your pie.
Calories, man.
And you just sort of like load up a little bit of a survival package as the door bangs again. Did Margaret try to grab any weapons, or were you just?
I think I leave it up to you, my storyteller. Is Margaret? I think we discussed Margaret owning a gun at some point.
We did, yes.
Like her either carrying it on her person or storing it up in her apartment. Either way, that's what she's going to go and try and get.
All right. To get into your apartment, you will need to go outside. You can either go out the front door where something is banging, or there's a back door that leads right to your stairway, but you have no idea what's going on back there.
It's good drama to have to go get the gun, but it would also stand to reason you might have brought a purse gun if you were going to see a client at dodgy neighborhood. So
yeah,
go either way.
Yeah, I'll leave that up to your discretion, honestly. If you thought you would have brought this purse gun because you were going for someone who you knew had a past and who you knew had a history of being around people who were dangerous, even if you didn't trust your client, right? Mm-hmm. Even if you trusted your client, you might not trust the environment. So, I mean, it's up to you whether you think that.
I will say, for the sake of drama, it might be more fun if it's in the apartment. I just didn't bring it today.
Excellent. I love it.
I thought honestly that I would just go pick her up and go to the courthouse, bam, on with my day. I didn't expect to be held up.
Right. That's fair. So are you going to start making your way to the back door?
Is that what this is, being held up?
Yeah.
One can argue it is. One can argue this is a type of hold up.
I'm a criminal and you're made of sterner stuff than I am, if that's how you define it.
This is nothing.
So I'm going to go to the back door and see if I can't peer out if there's a window or something, maybe do a perception kind of thing.
Sure. The back door has it's like a metal door, and it's got one of those like push bars to open. But there's a glass window that's got grating in it.
Press myself against that and try and take a look through.
Go ahead and roll composure and let's do composure and investigation.
That'd just be 1 success, just a 9.
Excellent. That's good enough. You look out back and you don't see anything. The fog looks to be pretty well pressed against the glass. You can kind of make out the outline of your stairway, which is about 10 feet from where you're standing.
I'm going to wait and see what happens next.
Excellent. You're waiting by the back door looking out. Was Silas, had you decided on which item you were grabbing?
Since we are going for the drama, Silas will start to reach for the other knife, but then they'll think about it. The fact that I have this idea in my head makes me ask so many questions. And then they'll reach for the pot of coffee to grab it.
Excellent. You snatch up a full, freshly brewed pot of very hot coffee in a metal pot.
Just Jason slowly dying. No. I just brewed that.
That's what I'm banking on if I have to use it.
Just
You hear
okay.
I
One
express my
more-
shock. No butcher's cleavers.
you hear one more rattle of the door, and then you hear muffled yelling. You can't quite make out the words, but when you hear the muffled yelling, Kitty sits up straight in the booth and then like scoots down, like hides under like the table, like slides onto the floor.
Yeah, I draw my gun at that.
Yeah, that's. Should we go to like the back?
The door starts to slowly pull outward.
Back. Everyone to the back now.
They were trying to push a pull door.
We
As
might
you-
be okay, folks.
Are you all going to
Um,
wait for what comes through, or are you going to run?
I'm gonna try and sneak out if
See?
possible.
Out to the stairs?
Yeah, get to my room.
Sure. Go ahead and roll your dexterity and larceny.
I'm going to follow
there-
Margaret. You don't split the party. Or
Was
if you
there
do,
a
you don't let
cleaning
anybody go
closet in the
alone.
Bathroom?
Sorry.
Oh, what about the bathroom
Was there a cleaning closet in the bathroom?
of this restaurant? No.
No. Darn.
There's cleaning supplies in the back area, like where Margaret's at. There's there's like mops and all the cleaning supplies are there. There's like a mop station where you like dump the buckets, and it's got like the OSHA, all the OSHA stuff is there, and like
So no aerosol cans.
in there. Yeah. Oh yeah, sure. If you're just looking for like a pressurized can to weaponize, yeah, there's absolutely one back there.
I did not get above an 8 on any of my 3 dice.
Excellent.
Is there anything I can do about that?
You can spend a willpower to add 3 more dice.
I think I'm going to do that.
Excellent.
So can I roll wits and crafts to make an improvised flamethrower out of one of the aerosol cans? Because I am out of shotgun shells.
10 and a 9.
I'll just allow it. That's fine. Go ahead and roll your 10.
That got a 3, so 2 successes.
Who doesn't
Awesome.
love turning the zombies into flaming zombies?
So you pop so just so we're getting everything in the same order, you pop the back door. Christian has sort of run around that way to go where Margaret is going.
I got one hit on stealth for what that's worth.
Excellent. I appreciate that. So that means that Arlo is sort of grabbing an aerosol can from the cleaning supplies, making sure it's full, doing like a test fire to make sure that it will work as a fire mace. It will. Silas, you have this coffee pot in hand. You're closest to the front door. What are you doing?
Are they the only ones left up there, or is Jason still up there?
Silas and Jason so far are in the front. As
Yeah,
Jason make
Jason's not gonna leave this person behind because apparently there's some connection. And last thing he needs is for them to come back as a one of these zombies because we left them behind. So it's like, can we go back now?
Sal's kind of look to the back. Do y'all need time, or are we good to just hole up?
Well,
The front-
somebody save mom. Remember, the waitress is here.
Right. She is still standing there somewhat dumbfounded back behind the cook's line. So here's how the events break down. Margaret and Christian step out the back door. Right as Silas fires that test with the back door, like over or Arlo, I'm sorry, yeah, fires that test shot. Like literally it's over your shoulder. You can see them going out the back door. The two of you who are in front, the front door opens and a woman steps in. Looks like she's Latina, relatively attractive, probably in her early to mid 20s, wearing a nun's habit and with an eye patch over her left eye. And the skin around that eye patch is spiderwebbed out to about half of her face, covered in this spiderweb network of scars.
She have a katana? Is she anime? We might be safe.
She looks at Kitty on the floor and says, "You do not belong here." And when she does, the remaining eye she has starts glowing. And kitty turns to ash, just like an ashen sculpture that then collapses under its own weight. I need the two of you to make a composure and resolve roll, please.
We have a pastel goth and a gas station attendant. Let's see who can do it.
Only in
Oh,
Chronicles.
I
Don't
got a
forget,
10, so-
there's a career criminal in the kitchen.
With a flamethrower.
I have exceptional success.
Yeah, I rolled 2 10s on that, and then one came up as another 10.
Excellent. You will gain the illuminated condition.
Just one for me.
Excellent. You don't lose your shit. Congratulations.
That's the best we could go for. Let's go.
You do not lose your shit. You gain the illuminated condition. You realize that there is something more about this woman. Something supernatural.
It's not a stretch.
But something also as if she is perhaps a treatment or a balm against whatever illness is leaking out from Gabriel's horn. Let's see. I misspoke. I said illuminated. I meant inspired. So when you take an action pertaining to the inspiration, when you take an action regarding the supernatural nature and sort of how you now understand this relationship, there's definitely some sort of corruption that these creatures are representing. And for some reason, she has some sort of a power to repel that corruption. If you're acting in a way that is utilizing that knowledge, you will gain an exceptional success on 3 successes instead of 5 at the cost of, you can spend the condition to make 3 successes an exceptional success. Make sense?
Yep.
Excellent. Whilst that's going on in the front, I'll get back to you. Just the briefest moment, Arlo, you see Margaret and Christian step into the fog and it swallows them completely.
Roll new characters.
Margaret, you take your first step onto the stairs and it's night. You're not here. You're not in Lyndon Station. You're in Madison, Wisconsin. You look down, you're wearing the same, you remember wearing these clothes. You remember wearing these clothes to a party, a finals rap party. Many years ago. The thing that
worn these in a while.
The thing that's almost more disturbing than the fact that you seem to have traveled through time and space by stepping onto this stairway is the fact that Christian is still right behind you. Christian, you round that corner into, it is night, it's chilly, and you're definitely in a city. The stairs that you're at are the back stairs going up to the nightclub where you and your classmates, friends, sisters went to celebrate many of your achievements during law school.
I remember this place. I'm going to start silently walking towards it.
Right, you start going up the stairs. Christian, what would you like to do?
To be clear, am I with Margaret?
Absolutely, yeah. You stepped around the corner. Fog is gone. It is night. You are in a city. You can smell. There's a certain odor that a city street has that no country road will ever be able to produce.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that hits you. Like, I am in a populated area.
Asphalt, trash, exhaust. There's
Sewage,
the ambience.
Yeah.
The ambience of traffic.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so a actively populated city.
And you can hear kind of the
susurrance
bass
of people.
Well, from the
The
club
uns-
upstairs, you hear like the oons of the music from the club upstairs a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sticking close to Margaret.
And I'm dressed kind of baggy sweater, kind of just jeans and a t-shirt, kind of just going to spend the night on the town that I haven't. They look a little small on me now, but like they're definitely still my clothes. And I did at one point turn to you and go, Jesus, I've seen you, but I don't know what the hell's happening. I'm just kind of dreamily wandering up the stairs to the club.
The door opens as two of your friends that you recognize. Remind me, who is your best friend when you were in law school?
I believe her name was Cassandra, but I always called her Cass.
So Cass is helping this girl, Casey, who you had all but forgotten, oddly enough, out the back door, and like rushing her out the back door as you get about half to the halfway point of the stairs. They hit the railing, and Casey just. But Cass is fine. But I gave you a different girl's name that started with a C and confused myself.
Casey?
Casey.
Cass and Casey.
Casey just like lets go. Just the contents of her stomach just let go over the edge. The instant she hits.
Oh, honey.
She's like, can you get up here and give me a hand with her? Her hair's getting in everything.
Yeah. I got it. Good. Don't you worry, boo. We'll take care of you. And I'm starting to like brush hair out of the way.
Margaret.
Huh? What? Huh?
Doesn't all seem weird to you?
Are they reacting to Christian being here?
Casey looks up at you, and there's, the splatter across her face, as one might expect. But you also notice her eyes are completely milked over, like that of a several days old corpse. And she says, "This isn't how it went. Why don't you remember?"
I stumble back, gasping.
As you take a step back, the fog just rolls back into the area, and you bump into what you hope is Christian, as the fog rolls in. A quick verification proves that it is in fact Christian.
My hands go to her shoulders. You okay?
I think so. That was weird. I haven't thought about that day in a while. It seemed like a normal night. Did not end with milky eyes, McHorror puke face. So I don't know what's happening.
I don't think you'd just be a lawyer if it had.
Well, that must be a new addition from wherever the hell we are. So, I have a gun. We need a gun.
Raises a good question. Where are we?
Where are we? Are we back outside?
You seem to be on your back stairway.
Where? Oh, we seem to be back where we left off, but we were just in Madison, Wisconsin. Like 4 or 6 years ago, I think. Man, that was a while ago.
Well, I recognized Madison. Hell, I knew that club.
Oh, did you?
You'd be amazed just how many pills were delivered there. Yeah.
I don't think I would be. Anyway.
That's fair.
I'm gonna go and
as soon as you step into the house, your phone starts ringing. Which do you have a landline?
No. I don't think I would.
You hear like a phone ringing.
I don't have a landline.
We're in a nightmare, Margaret. Let's just play by the rules.
Okay. I'm gonna go kind of still out of it, just to try and find first my gun and then the phone.
Interestingly enough, the sound leads you to the same place where the gun would be. As you step into your bedroom, you see a phone on your nightstand that you absolutely recognize as the old landline that was on the wall in the sorority house.
And if you don't pick it up, it'll have an answering machine too. So
I am going to take my gun, which is this tiny little thing.
Just a little Saturday night special,
Just
a little snub nose.
yeah, it's got a little pink handle on it. It is.
it's got a belt clip. It's so tiny.
It's cute. It is cute, is what
Is
it
it a 22?
Probably.
Do they come smaller?
That's good question.
I mean,
Practice.
I've seen
Anything
little-
smaller is technically a BB gun, I think.
yeah,
That's practically a keychain.
yeah.
Yeah.
There
Alright.
are
It's an
smaller
accessory
guns.
gun. I'm going to draw it and point it at the phone as I answer the phone.
Excellent. You hear static, just, and then a voice deep in the static, and it just says, "You left me there. Why did you leave me there? Why did you leave me there?"
Wrong number. I hang up.
What
All right.
Nightmares are fun, aren't they? This sucks. Why is this happening to us?
Christian, are you following Margaret into the bedroom, or are you calling out from the back from the?
I've been staying
Or-
close.
Okay, excellent. So you
Like,
follow.
We've got rando teleport fog. That's you stay close.
Excellent. I'll get back to you all up there in a minute. Arlo, you've tested out the flame and it seems to be working. Where were you going to head from there?
Their kind of goal for it was, they're gonna flame the zombies as they're coming in through the door to give everyone else a chance to go out the back. They've kind of got this little bit of a mentality of, I've kind of dealt with this already a little bit. I can maybe deal with it again. I did kind of shoot one until it disintegrated.
All right. You come running out to the front to like as you see that ashen structure crumble, as Jason and Silas are just kind of looking on in, I would assume, some degree of horror. And you see the woman as described, the nun as described. And she turns over and says, "Oh, dear boy, what do you intend to do with that?" Yes.
Don't shoot. Don't do anything yet.
I was worried it was that cannibal fuck again.
There are no
No.
cannibals here, and as you can see, I've sworn off the other thing. If you
Well, no, he tried to eat me.
yes, I'm here to help.
And you are? You
My
clearly have
name-
power here, so
My name is right here on the tip of my tongue. Hold on.
My name is NPC.
My name is I'm not on the page that I thought it was.
Inigo Montoya.
So my name is
Prepare to die.
Says my name is Sister Delgado.
nice to meet you, Sister Delgado.
I believe I understand what's happening here, and I think I can help you fix it.
And what do you think's happening?
A monster who is bringing a sickness. Everything he touches becomes sick. And she reaches up and touches her eye patch.
So are you a former victim of the guy who got out then? Seeking revenge? Kind of trying to...
I don't care for revenge. Revenge means little to me.
Then your motives are odd. Are hard to quantify.
When he took my eye, the spirits saw fit to gift me with something else. And she lifts up the eye patch, and there's just like this sort of gray jelly that fills the eye socket. And it sort of undulates a bit as she turns her attention to each of you in turn. And first she looks at Silas, and it's just sort of just jiggling a little bit, barely perceptibly. She turns to Jason, the same. And as she turns over to Arlo, it looks like, imagine if you just like slapped a Tupperware full of Jello. Like that's what it starts to do.
Violently.
Yeah. And she she like lets go of the eye patch and it pops back into place. And she says, "Perhaps I was mistaken." And turns and starts to walk out of the restaurant.
Mistaken about what? What were you? There was two others. What were you mistaken about?
You travel with one nearly as tainted as Volts.
Is Volts the monster?
Oh yes. But you're no good to me. Not with that with you. And she nods at Arlo and continues on her merry unless you physically restrain her.
I'm not about to physically restrain the person that can disintegrate people. I don't know the mechanics here. As far as I'm aware, she can just do that. I'm not about to get close to her if she can just disintegrate people.
What is
Right.
so wrong with me?
She doesn't even acknowledge that you've spoken.
Silas is going to try something.
Oh, please do.
Oh boy.
Silas, with the full intent of like, obviously they're dressed up as a nun. They talked about spirits. They've talked about corruption. They're going to make the assumption that they are, if not religious, a spiritual person. And they're going to call them out. Before they can leave, Silas will pipe up. The spirits gave you a weapon in exchange for your tragedy, and instead of using it, you're just going to flaunt it in front of us and not help us solve this.
She turns and looks at you and says, "Do you think you can withstand the glare? Do you think your companions can withstand the glare? Do you? Is that what you want?"
Would doing it fix this mess?
Oh, only one thing can fix this mess.
And what is
Doesn't
that
know
one
her.
thing?
Yes.
I don't think you are, well, I don't think they are the proper material for it. And again, she removes the eye patch and both eyes begin to emanate the same glow that they did when she looked at Kitty. I need...
See, audience,
You
this
two-
is called the finding out of your fucking around.
I need you to...
Oh no, the consequences of my actions.
what is your... current willpower?
Current willpower is 6.
Oh, not yours. I'm sorry. She's looking at Arlo.
My current willpower is 5.
Okay. And what is your morality score at the moment? Your integrity?
5.
Excellent. You lose 5 willpower points when she looks at you.
Oh no.
You effectively are dropped to 0 willpower. and you will suffer the contagion carrier condition.
Oh boy.
As you feel her reach into the very depths of your soul and sort of pull forth your deepest, darkest secrets. And I don't mean that in the sense of the things that you think other people would judge you for. I mean the things that you judge you for. And she pulls every one of those one by one forward in your mind until she has run the entire sort of cosmic gag reel of your life's foibles. When that's done, I will need you to roll Resolve Composure, please.
Now, if I remember right, when you have no willpower, you have a disadvantage on your rolls, right?
Something like that. You're practically the Walking Dead.
Right. I believe you suffer a penalty, but let me double check what that penalty might be.
Yeah, because
Jim,
my
I'm
Resolve
so sorry.
Composure isn't bad, but this could make things difficult.
Give me just a half a second while I look that up.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're good.
You fucked around, but he found out.
That's the worst part.
It was the opposite in our mage campaign.
Oh, our mage campaign, every single time Jim had a PC, somehow mine suffered.
Somehow.
Totally none of their own doing in it.
Okay, so what will happen here actually is you will roll this with a -3 modifier.
That is still a success.
Excellent. You do not suffer a breaking point. And you may gain a willpower.
I am not completely broken, ladies and gentlemen.
And with that stare, she just turns around and walks out. You see, as through the window, you can see the fog sort of like part to swallow her up as she's walking directly across the street, presumably toward the church.
Yeah, anyone who looks at Arlo just kind of sees this haunted expression on his face as he is forced to relive the horrible shit he's done.
Are you okay?
No.
You hear a whisper in the fog outside. Only Arlo hears this. But you can be.
Oh no.
Do you feel like crumbling to ash at all?
No, but please tell me there's some Jack in this kitchen.
It's a diner.
In Wisconsin, so maybe.
Right.
You look and there's no Jack anywhere where you would expect, but there is some wild turkey under the cash register.
That's
They
wild
will
turkey.
just
Wisconsin.
pop the top and take a swig.
Excellent.
They after having to watch all of that shit replay and a replay reel, it's not pretty. It's not fun. They kind of want to go back to forgetting it.
Excellent. You slam a drink and begin sort of coping with that. Whilst that's going on, are Silas and Jason taking any additional actions? Are you going to try to follow this woman into the fog? By now, it occurs to you that Margaret and Christian have not returned.
I'm more concerned about that, given that she can disintegrate people and tried something on him. I'm not trying to get her ire, but she seems to be going to the church, so maybe sanctuary later if we lose Arlo. That is noted. As the body count, when the body count starts to rise, maybe sanctuary, because she can disintegrate them.
It's a solid plan. It's a solid plan.
Silas, or go ahead.
Yeah, so at this point, having realized that we're still missing those people, now would be a good time to investigate.
All right. You head out towards the back door. Silas, what were you gonna say?
Silas, like when Jace starts going, they'll hold up a finger. What I'm about to do is a little weird, but don't judge me, and also give me a moment. Then we can go do that. Okay.
Okay.
And Silas is gonna go to the ash pile that was Kitty.
Okay.
We'll kind of sift through it and see if there's anything in the ashes.
Give me your highest mental attribute and investigation, please.
Oh boy. So that is going to be resolve and investigation, but we are unskilled investigation. So hey kids, we're doing the chance die again.
My favorite thing in the universe.
I believe in you.
What could possibly go wrong?
A lot.
Really?
So close, but it's only a 9, so that's a fail.
Okay. Do you want it to be a dramatic failure?
Do it.
We've already had one beat. I'm a hold off on Silas stirring more shit. I want to give other people the chance to be the shit stirrers.
All right. As you fish through the ashes, you don't find anything that's left behind. However, you can feel experience as your fingers move through this ash. Not so much, there's no context, but it's sensation. So for a moment with one movement, perhaps it's the breath of a lover against the back of your neck, right where the ear and the neck meet. But the next moment that you feel is a fingernail being slowly pulled off by like manually with like tin snips or tweezers or something grippy. You can't quite put your finger on it. You just know it sucks. These start to pop back and forth, these sensations between pleasure, pain. The only thing that's missing as you're sifting through these ashes is numbness. Even when you feel like you've experienced something to the point that you can't process it any further, that sensation persists and then is replaced with another. You get no break as long as your fingers are touching that ash.
Okay. That is. Oh, why did I do that? Nope, I know why I did that. And they're going to look around, and if there's like an empty mug nearby, anything, they'll grab it, and then as quickly as they can, they'll like scoop a couple pinches in it.
Excellent. I need you to make a resolve composure roll, please.
Hey, remember when I said I was going to stop being the shit stirrer? I lied. All right. Resolve composure.
That is your perpetual existence.
Okay, so we got 2 10s. Let's see what those give us. A 1 and 9, so 3 total successes.
Excellent. You do not gain any conditions from your experience with this ash. You're able to get it scooped up and isolated and safe. At that point, then, are you following Jason and Arlo to the back?
Yep, they will follow. They'll try and like stow the cup somewhere away safe and where it's not going to like spill all over the place. They may stuff like a napkin in there to absorb any moisture, but after that, they're just going to follow the others.
Excellent. I'll get right back to you as the three of you get to the back door and see the fog out the doorway. Back up in the apartment, Margaret, Christian, what are we doing?
Well, I've got my gun now, so probably should go get back to the others. I don't know if the thing's still pounding on the door or not.
Staying close.
Excellent.
So,
As you walk out and you open your door, the church bells toll that tune again. You absolutely cannot place it, Margaret, but you know you've heard it somewhere. And as those bells toll, the fog starts to roll away.
Good news for us, I guess. Let's get back with the others. And I rush down the stairs.
As you get to that back, oh, go ahead, Christian. You're gonna say?
Might be good news for us. We still don't know what's good and what's bad. But yeah, let's head back.
As soon as you get about halfway down the stairs, that bottom door opens, and as you open the back door, the fog like peels away, and you see it rolling out, heading to the north, like rolling out northward.
What do we see out that direction?
Just the fog receding out into this, out through the few like trailers and houses of town, headed out toward there's a bunch of farmland to the north of town.
Okay. What if that's a way out?
You
If
think?
we're
No,
If-
but one wonders.
if Kitty was right, then that means that we're all here for some reason and supposed to be part of it. If Sister Jelly Eye was right,
What?
What?
oh yeah, y'all didn't get to see that.
No. What?
She's
Ah,
fucked up, and you don't want to deal with her.
Kitty's
You
dead.
look
Kitty's
different.
dead. Sister Jelly Eye killed her.
Sorry, what and how and what?
Apparently, nuns have the ability to disintegrate things.
You would see that Arlo very much still has the bottle of wild turkey in his hands, and every once in a while just bottoms up and then puts the cap back on.
Okay, wait, to sum up, a jelly-eyed nun came in and disintegrated Kitty.
And it
She
made me relive all of the worst shit in my past.
Cringing, realizing how much he's probably done. I know Arlo well enough to be like, God, the stuff that I saw was probably nothing. Okay.
She also said that the thing behind this, some sort of monster named Volt or Volts, and that they're the one behind this. Did she say corruption? I don't remember.
Yeah, something like that. Where, yeah, more or less.
Fucking religious people always talking about corruption and shit.
The fog literally didn't touch her; it rolled away from her. So,
with the name mentioned of Volts, why don't we have Margaret go ahead and roll intelligence or wits, whichever is better, and either academics or streetwise.
Okay. So this will be academics and intelligence. That's going to be a total of 5 dice. Let's give them a roll.
yeah.
Is this a memory check?
10 and a 10.
It is a memory check.
Yeah, I have shortcuts on another character sheet that I have.
1 more success. So 3 successes total, 2 of them critted.
Beautiful. You have defended the only person you know in town with that last name. There's a guy in town named John Volts, who is a 70-year-old farmer who was fined by the county because of some conduct around upkeep on his property itself. Not the farmland itself, but the actual farm property. You helped him fight that fine off.
I relay that information to all these fine people.
Was his farm? I lean out the door and point where the fog is cleared toward.
Absolutely, 100%.
Absolutely.
Okay. From what we have to work with, church bells are ringing. That could be something we have to go check.
Fairly
And-
certain it's the sister.
And the fog, which sounds like maybe we don't want to mess with her. The fog has rolled out in the direction of a person said jelly-eyed nun said is the cause or source or whatever. If we combine that with what Kitty said, which means that might be a path leading to this nefarious character. That sound about right?
Yes.
She also said you couldn't do anything about him if I'm still around.
Well, I've proven religious people wrong before. I'm down to do it again.
Yes. But how many religious people have you met that disintegrate people with a look?
Metaphorically,
I don't know about
enough.
disintegrated people, but I've met some that lit them on fire. Some of them cultists are fucking crazy.
Yes. But she literally disintegrated somebody with a look. And given all of this, I'm inclined to believe at least something is I'm inclined to give supernatural things a little bit of leeway right now.
You weren't before?
I think
No.
we can all take the supernatural for granted at this point, Jason.
Exactly why I'm concerned.
Well, regardless, we have a name, and Margaret, if you can lead us to the place, either they're there and we can figure out a plan to sort this out, or it's going to be either a dead end or it's going to have clues. We're not going to know till we get there. And
I'm
don't know about
sorry,
y'all.
I don't know about you, but I don't want to go out there in my fucking skivvies. Arlo says, mentioning to the fact that he is still in just a tank top and boxers.
I'm going to go over to the coffee machine, pour a cup, and just as I'm about to sip it, look around for the waitress.
As you go over to the coffee machine to grab it and pour a cup, you realize that the coffee pot is in Silas's hand still.
Shit.
We are a mess.
Okay. Look, my plan was I know, Arlo, you wanted to set him on fire, so, you can give him burns that way. I was thinking if it's just heat and burns in general, this way, but I guess we're kind of up shit creek since we don't need it, and they'll hand it over to Christian.
As they hand over the coffee pot, you do realize the waitress is sitting in the corner next to the cash register with her back to you, her face in the corner, like almost not so much sitting, but like squatting.
Mm-hmm.
With her arms up on her knees and her head buried, and she's just rocking back and forth.
I am making coffee, pouring a cup, pouring a second cup, coming back over. Hey, just push it into her hands.
She screams. She says, "It was an accident. I didn't mean it."
What do you mean? What?
When I was a kid, my sister, she drowned, and it was an accident. I didn't mean it.
Okay, honey. I'm setting down the coffee. I take her up by the hands. You're seeing things?
She nods and starts wiping her tears. And
Yeah.
she looks like over at the cook's line. You look over and you see looks like probably 18, 19-year-old girl, you'd guess, dressed in like a one piece that you would place firmly in the 1960s. Hair is wet, skin is pale, and she's just staring.
Hey, it wasn't her fault, was it?
She looks at you and screams. And when she screams, "Rah!" Her face opens up like 6 different ways. You just see fangs and spittle and plasm, and then she just dissipates.
I reach over and take the bottle from Arlo. Spike both cups, hand one to the waitress.
He gives it up with just a little bit of fight. Like you have to actually kind of take it.
I hand it back.
Okay. He immediately takes another swing.
He slams the whole hot coffee filled with liquor. Just bang.
That's. I look at the waitress. Look, what's your name?
Tammy.
Okay, Tammy. You didn't mean to hurt her?
She and her friends were going out to the lake, and I always wanted to hang out with the older kids. And we were diving on the rocks, and she told me it was really dangerous, and I kept making fun of her and picking on her until she gave in and jumped, and she landed wrong, and it broke her neck. It was an accident.
How old were you?
I was just 16.
Okay, look, you were a kid. You think you're invulnerable when you're a kid. You were all horsing around. This is your older sister who you assume knew what they were doing. That's not your fault.
She nods and she says, but I don't think she agrees with me.
They don't agree with each other.
That's her thing to work out, okay? You've had to live with that for a while, okay?
But why is she here?
I don't know. You're not the only one seeing fucked up shit.
Does Silas hear the mention of that being her sister?
She's speaking out. Yeah, she's like not being quiet about this.
Oh, they immediately go to sit down with him.
Right about that time, the phone rings.
They'll stop.
Hey,
Mom Steiner, corner of hell.
is Margaret there? I promise I just want to talk. I promise I just want to talk. I don't want to wear her face. I don't want to wear her face. Click.
Let's see. Star 69 to call back. I can't remember.
You hit star 69. Absolutely. And this call cannot be completed as dialed.
Sure. Hang up, operator.
Sure. You get the for if you need assistance connecting a call, press 1. If you need assistance, if this is a medical emergency, hang up and dial 911. If you're feeling sad, hang up and dial 988. It's just an automated net.
There's no agent.
There's like if you need help placing a call, press 1. Would be
one. I mean, it's not like I'm picturing like something older because it's a land. Like I feel out of time, so I have to wait to dial. I can't just shout into my phone, agent.
I mean, that's fair. You hit the 1 and your operator, how can I help you?
Hi. I'm sorry. Who am I talking to?
My name's Joe.
Hi, Joe. Are you operating out of Lyndon Station? Where's this station from? We've got something going on.
We're in Mauston, Wisconsin. If you have an emergency, I can patch you over to 911 though.
Probably best if you just send every damn person you have over here, but we're having some kind of weird event. I just received a call. Is there any way to figure out where it was coming from?
Sure. The last call to call that number?
Yeah.
The last call I'm showing to call that number was last night at 8:47 p.m.
Okay. Well, I got it about a minute ago, so
our systems work in real time, sir. If a call comes through, we'd know.
I believe you. No, this is all exactly weird enough that I'm willing to believe that. This is definitely not your fault. If you could do me a favor.
Sure.
What's the weather report over Lyndon Station right now?
Supposed to be 62 degrees, slight chance of rain.
Fog, by any chance?
There's no fog advisories.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Joe, I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much.
No problem. Do you want me to patch you through to 911?
I don't think they'll make it here, but that means a lot, Joe.
Okay.
Call your folks. Tell them you love them. Have a good one.
So fucking cryptic. I love it.
All right. So
Imagine
I can
being on
already
the
hear-
other side of that.
I can already hear the
conversation.
true crime podcast. Like, we have a call that was placed.
Yeah.
First, a word from our sponsor.
call bedtime stories. In the town of Lyndon Station, there was a fog. I love that
Well-
channel, but
Yeah.
While that's happening, Silas, like when they're hearing like, oh, this is their sister, they'll go and sit down across from them. They'll gently like hold a hand out, but they won't touch them if they're like very jumpy.
No, she'll like place her hand on your hand and kind of look at you and nod like she's saying thank you. She seems to appreciate the comfort. What's Margaret doing while all this is happening?
Sharing shots with me.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. As you think back on your interactions with Mr. Volts, he seemed a little weird, quiet. You know that he is single and has been his entire life. You know that his family's owned that farm for generations. And you know that their primary livestock there are pigs.
well, you can't trust pig farmers.
Yeah,
Man.
for real. Pig farmers are the sketchiest of all farmers.
They either get rid of bodies or become fascinated by the similarity between porcine and human flesh. I mean, that's just
It's one of the two. It's always awful.
Trope City. I'm here for the tropes, though.
So, anyone want to go check out the scary pig farmer?
Let's. Did Silas have more of a interaction going on? I don't want to trunk that.
Oh yeah.
Silas will kind of look over at the rest of the group, and they'll look back to the waitress, and they'll gently like hold her hand. Look, if it was an accident, however it happens, what's the best memory you have with your sister?
She starts smiling and says, I was 8 years old. I was in a spelling bee. And I was terrified that I was going to spell promontory wrong. And she spent a whole week going over my words with me. She was home from we didn't talk about it a whole lot back then because you didn't talk about this kind of thing a whole lot back then. But my dad took her with. So we didn't get to see each other as much growing up as I would have liked. But that week was really nice. And I'd forgotten all about it. Thank you.
No doubt she loved you. And I don't want to speak for your family, but I know if I loved someone, I wouldn't want them to be agonizing over my memory with something like that. Yes, it's something that happened. It's something that isn't going to leave you. But you're not doing them any services by obsessing with it. You don't know how long you got with them, and spending all this time just letting it fester instead of trying to enjoy it and what it was in its entirety. You're doing yourself and you're doing them a disservice. Are you guilty because of the accident, or are you guilty because that's all you can feel when you think about them? And they'll grab a napkin and a pencil from their pocket and put it in front of them. I want you to draw that's, yeah, they'll put it in front of them. We have to go do some stuff, but draw that spelling bee and draw how it made you feel. Don't hold back. Don't care if you're a great artist or if you think you're shit. I don't care. Just put what's in your head on the paper as best you can and think about how that made you feel. And with that, they're going to get up and rejoin the rest of the group.
All right, she smiles and says thank you and starts scratching sort of absentmindedly at the napkin. Where is the rest of the group going to head? Are you going to make your way toward the Volts farm, or do you have a different plan in mind?
I'm gonna go in the back and try to find the lost and found, the break room, the whatever, where they keep a spare set of clothes or chef's whatever, because Arlo, I love you. I don't want to see that. And also, I love you, and it's probably cold out there. Let's find you some pants.
There's absolutely a chef's uniform back there, but it's like total like cross the chest, buttons over here on the side type of chef's coat. And that cut looks big anyway, but the chef that this is designed for is probably 3 or 4 sizes above Arlo. So you really, as you put this on, you really look like circa 1988 David Byrne. There's just like shoulders going on out here. You flap when you move. It's very much it's roomy.
You and Arlo points at Silas. Did your car still run?
Oh, unless the fog learned to coalesce, fix bumpers, and drive, I would assume yes.
All right.
Don't put past it.
Give me the keys.
I'm more than happy to drive.
Give me the keys.
And for what it's worth, he's a really great driver.
He's also had alcohol.
He's a really great driver.
Okay, so who hasn't drinking any alcohol here?
None of
All
you
right.
know how to get. Well, no, you know, Christian, how to get to the safe house.
Yeah.
I need my kit.
Look, I don't want to point out something that's going to make us all uncomfortable, but this holds up Glock. I don't think it has any real use here, folks.
Neither do I.
I mean,
Clearly disintegration is the way to go. None of
I
us
have-
can do that.
I have body armor in my kit. Shit to protect you from bite wounds, and I mean, it won't protect you from disintegration, but so far she's the only one we can see who can do that. I don't know what else everyone else is throwing out there, but having some kind of protection is better than nothing.
He's
Is
not
it
wrong.
is it on the way to the farm?
Is it?
Literally in the opposite direction.
Okay, so we have the chance. So we go the opposite direction, which may or may not have more terrible things. So now we do the cost-benefit analysis. Is it worth it to go the opposite direction, then have to circle back during this brief period where the fog is not here, given that the fog is known to come and go? It's been doing this for several days now.
They'll just shove the keys to Arlo at the very mention of a cost-benefit analysis. I'm sorry to go through this.
I'd like
Look.
to add that whatever is out there, we don't know if any of our kit is going to do us any good. And the longer we're out there, the worse it's likely to get.
Well, apparently I'm
There's more
fucked
cost.
either way.
Yeah, he like. So
They
yeah,
literally said you cannot succeed if I'm with you. So I'm going to get my shit. Whether y'all
Oh.
come with me or not, it's up to you. And he just starts heading to the car to go turn it on.
Silas is marching after him.
he's about to take the car. We should go with him.
And
Are you-
wordlessly follow, yeah.
Are you all piling in?
Hey, let me test something. I'm going to walk up to Arlo, put my hands on his shoulders. You feel any different?
I feel like the shoulder pads went down a little bit. I mean,
If I'm supposed to be a gap in all this, then maybe stick close to me and it'll help.
Good point. He is our anchor point.
that I guess. I don't know. I need something that fits me so I'm not, running around here in
Looking like a
Maggie?
Muppet.
And I have
Like
shit
you're wearing
that,
your granddad's clothes.
and I have shit in the car that'll help potentially. At the very least, it'll give you a little bit of false courage.
Are you planning on sacrificing yourself? Is that what's going on? You want to?
See, I thought he was going to bring alcohol. So
Oh, the alcohol's coming when?
oh,
I have
good.
more in the car.
All right. Look, what ride are you driving these days?
I picked up an old piece of shit on the side of the road because my last ride had a few too many bullet holes in it.
Never mind. Yeah, let's just go get your shit, man.
All right, with that, you all pile in the car, and that's where we'll take our 5-minute biological and technological break. Any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns before we go on break? Awesome. If you're watching live, hang out. We'll be back momentarily. If you're watching on VOD, fast forward, and you'll never know we were gone. Yeah. Oh, nice. I love it.
Oh
Beautiful.
yeah.
I wasn't even
we-
thinking about it.
We have returned. And as we are back, you have all piled into the car and are making your way to the safe house. You're driving along and you get about the safe house is not far to the south side of town. But as you pass the cardboard cop, you pass the bait shop that's at it's the southern tip of town. And just as soon as you pass that bait shop, you see someone walking along the side of the road, like they're coming toward town, but on your side of the street. They're tall, probably 6'7", 6'8". No, nothing strikes you as particularly inhuman about their shape, but they are definitely a wall of person. And they appear to be wearing just like very dirty overalls, and what looks like an army surplus jacket, probably. They have leather gloves on, and
their zombie quality is what?
as it's not so much. They look normal. They look like they're alive and breathing, but as you look at their face, it seems to be completely devoid of anything that would give you the impression of human anima.
Farmer Slender Man.
Like they're just, yeah, kind of like it. Like this person looks like if you ever stopped to imagine what someone without a soul would look like, that sort of tone and facial expression would probably be a pretty apt. It would probably be closer to what you would cook up in your mind.
The uncanny valley. That's
right.
That's, micro expressions. That's it. They're lacking all of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if we kill them, they're going to turn into a pile of twigs and leaves and like Lay's chips bags, right? Like this is a changeling thing, right?
Maybe, perhaps.
Let's not tempt fate. Drive by. If he doesn't come to us, keep going. Let's not tempt fate.
I say we, oh brother, where art thou? This thing. Let's pull over and see if he needs a lift.
Let's not. We know we know hell is leaking here.
I am not nearly drunk enough to try that.
We know for a fact.
The last time I picked up heist members off the side of the road, they were chicken shit little bitches that pussed out at the first gunshot.
As you pass him along, he just looks at you like he follows with his dead gaze. As the car passes down the road, he doesn't turn completely, and in fact continues walking. Doesn't like lose pace as he's locked that gaze on you. But you all feel incredibly uncomfortable under his view while it persists. But you get past him and manage to arrive at the safe house otherwise uneventfully. What would you like to acquire from there? It is in the condition you left it in.
On the way, I'm going to point out, I don't think we're actually in Lyndon Station as we know it.
Well, yes.
What made you think that?
Well, when I called that operator, they didn't report any fog. Weather advisory is completely different in real time from what's happening around here. That tells me that we're in some kind of alternate place.
I mean, they talked. The zombie lady talked about alternate realities and shit, kind of.
Sure, but that's the thing. The phone seemed to go back to our reality.
Yes, and that's why I think we might still be in our reality.
The radio turns on.
That was
in
a
the car.
landline phone. If we weren't, there wouldn't have been a connection.
You hear static as the radio turns on.
Silas is already bored with the conversation. They're trying to tune into a station.
As you go to tune it, like you turn the tuner and you see the digital numbers moving in the direction that you're pointing, but then they stop and then just start cycling like independently, each number spinning. And as it gets to station 66.6 FM, you hear Sympathy for the Devil start coming through.
Hell has
Yeah.
a sense of humor.
I would like Margaret, give me a resolve composure roll, please.
Oh boy.
Boy.
Resolve
That's such a
and
cringe
composure.
number.
Got to the gamer number.
Then
It's 5 dice for me.
As for what we're acquiring while we're doing that dice roll, what Arlo would have is a series of slightly used Kevlar vests. The plates are bad, but the actual Kevlar inserts are good, so it protect you from like knives and small arms fire.
0
But, like,
successes.
anything bigger than a 9mm is going to go right through it.
Excellent. You can take a beat, Margaret, as you can't, you know, you've heard this song before, obviously, and you get a nagging sensation that there's some important memory that's tied to this song, to this version of this song. Is Silas still screwing with the channel? Are you trying to get it to change?
Do they recognize that this is the same song as what the bells were playing?
You had a success on that, didn't you, or no?
You have taste.
No, they did get a success on it. They took the dramatic failure for that to be like,
Oh,
oh
then-
yeah.
Absolutely not. No, you absolutely do not recognize that.
They'll kind of like look at the station. Could we like not get any more cliche? Okay. All right, let's try the AMs, and they'll try to like get to the AM station, see if anything's fucking around on there.
As soon as it hops over to AM, you hear farmers report. They're like,
Oh, the almanac report.
you're not going to catch this on the National Weather Service, but for the 4th day in a row, we got fog rolling over there in Lyndon Station. So as you know, if you're a local, that's probably best to avoid that area when that's going on. But you can drive around. If you catch I-90, you can miss the whole basin there. That town kind of sinks down a little bit, a bit of a valley, you know, and in that valley, that's where the fog kind of, you know, percolates. So recommend if you're traveling through the area, go ahead and go around. You're not going to save no time going down 12 and 16.
what does he mean? As you know, if you're a local, the fog code. What? Is this normal?
I think fog is normal. I don't think this part is normal. Or the waitress would have been like, "It's just Wednesday, honey."
She was seeing her dead sister.
Some bitch wearing the face of my dead sister comes to tell me all about, oh, you drowned me. It's it's not even my sister.
Then he starts giving like the weather and the sports scores and talking. Forgive me if I fall back into that accent now that I've done it.
No, well done with it, by the way. Just
that's all that is turning off 10 years of practice, not doing it. That's all.
That's still a talent.
Yeah.
That's still a talent. You do any dialect long enough, you actually have to deactivate the new one. I got whole stories to tell another time.
But yeah, so other than that, it's kind of a straightforward weather report.
So I also kind of think about it. If it's only in the valley and it's natural depression, I mean, obviously, look, I'm not going to lie. I didn't go to anything except like art school, and they don't exactly have meteorology there, but we're in a valley. Does that mean for the time being, we have some time before this thing spreads? Like, doesn't fog want to go down, not up? Anyone smarter than me can?
Yes. But if this isn't in fact a thing that happens semi-regularly, then we must assume that it does not operate on any logical course of action, given the fact that morality is now quantifiable in our methods. So I'm going to assume we have no way to judge metrics on this. other than it hasn't done it yet.
And whilst you're just discussing that, Arlo, you had listed some things you were grabbing. Were you distributing any of those things, or are you just carrying the equipment?
Yeah, so they would definitely be distributing to anyone who does not already have it. A Kevlar vest, because he has a couple of those. And then they are, of course, going to go get their own clothes on now that they have that option. And then as for weapons, they would provide Margaret with a 38 special revolver to get rid of their little pea shooter.
Margaret, she takes the revolver kind of like listlessly. From the moment the radio kicked on, she's just been kind of silent, kind of stewing in herself, kind of going, where do I know that song? I know that song. Where do I know that song? Over and over again. And it's just kicking over in her head again and again, to the point where she just kind of takes the gun and the vest and is just kind of mindlessly putting it on.
She would also notice, being someone of legal background, fairly easily that the serial numbers have all been filed off of the revolver.
She looks at it and just sighs.
We're going to assume, for the sake of narrative, that you are going to distribute these items prior to changing your clothes.
Yes, he is
so
still.
If you'd like to note down in the group chat what you're giving to each person, you have an arsenal, so feel free to distribute freely. That's fine. Whilst you're doing that, I'm just looking for another book I need to open.
What do you need? I got a selection right next to me.
You got a copy of Deviant handy?
Balls, man. It's all the way over there.
No worries. I got one here.
20 seconds. 20 seconds. I'll get it.
I can bring it up if you need me to. But as far as weapons go, they would look to Jason. Jason's kind of a twig, right? Skinny kid.
Yeah.
They're going to hand the double barrel to Jason with a box of 12 gauge.
Yeah,
you don't look like you've ever shot a gun, and this is the easiest thing to fire.
I used to work for the FBI.
Doesn't mean you know how to use a gun.
That does not mean you know how to use a gun.
No, it doesn't. But I've gone to the yearly course. I started inspecting the gun as best I can.
All right. Everything seems to be in order. Are there any other? Thank you so much for grabbing that. Are there any other items that you want to address before Arlo goes and gets dressed?
I'll grab some bottled water. It's a safe house. There's always bottled water in a safe.
There is bottled water. Sure. Absolutely.
Question.
Yes.
And I guess this is kind of like a interpretation thing, but Arlo said that they just came from their safe house to the diner after blowing a zombie to bits back at the diner, right?
Yeah.
Is there a corpse around?
No.
No, you shot them at the diner, didn't you?
No, I destroyed the zombie in the trailer.
The one that tried to death fillet him.
Right. Were there no remains left?
No, we basically disintegrated it, and then I stomped his mouth in. Remember?
That's right. Yes, because his mouth was still talking. Yeah, there's smears of blood on the floor, but that's about it.
You are forgetting a key detail of what was happening directly before I showed up in the diner, though.
What's that?
Tentacle monster coming at me through the
house. Right. So yeah, the back door is broken open, and something definitely came through here and ripped the place up. But all you see is a lot of signs of struggle and blood stains on the floor.
The blood stains are probably from me. He's not going to care. But they would hand Silas, because they're kind of a big guy, right? Bigger.
Athletic build.
They'd hand you a fire axe because it's all they happen to have left.
That's
kinda
a
like-
sensible call.
Surprisingly, given their score, they'll actually give it like a little bit of a twirl. Not anything super fancy, but enough to know, like, not that they've handled this, but they've probably handled some. So take a look at it.
You get the heft of it.
Yeah, heft of it. Last I had to use something like,
And then they're gonna like, all right, get yourselves comfy, grab as much ammo as you can fit in your pockets. I need to go throw on some clothes.
and where's your escape car?
The other one that we're parked by.
Yeah, I would imagine that you're just kind of parked next to the other car.
And it I said a Studebaker last time, but it is just a piece of junk random car from side of road.
You meant a Fozzie Bear style Studebaker, or like the Mask Studebaker.
Like I could roll the D100 and figure out exactly what car it is, but it is just like, you know, when you're driving down the highway and you see the car that broke down and it's got the white shirt hanging out of it. For
Right,
someone who's
it's
not
one of those.
abandoned it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He
And
just
you're not
went
surprised.
up, broke the fucking window and hot wired it, got it running, maybe stole a couple parts from his own car to make it run, and then bolted. So
Awesome.
but yeah, then he's gonna go try and change into some clothes and hopefully not get murdered by a tentacle monster waiting in the closet.
All right, you go into the bathroom to get dressed and splash some water in your face. What are the rest of you doing while Arlo is doing that?
I have the single most common kind of Glock on the market, which is the single most common kind of gun on the market. So I'm going to assume there are spare magazines loaded with bullets here. So
Safe to assume.
just going to grab a couple handfuls and fill my pockets.
You can arm yourselves to the teeth. I will allow it. Just make notes of what it is you're carrying so that you know what you are carrying. This is a pretty well-stocked safe house. There's a lot of weaponry here. Anything particular that Margaret's doing besides obsessing over that song?
Margaret.
You are muted.
You're totally muted. That's okay though.
I didn't know I was muted. Sorry.
you're fine.
While that's going on, I guess I'm just going to kind of wander around, see if there's anything worth seeing in the safe house. Just try and retrace steps, almost kind of see what happened.
Give me a let's do wits and investigation roll, please.
Okay, would my specialty apply to this?
What is your specialty?
Uncovering clues.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. That's 4, 5, 6. That's only one success.
You notice as you're like looking around, you see there's some picture frames up. Looks like the pictures in it look like they're probably like the newest pictures are probably from the 80s. And despite the dust in here, the picture frames are relatively clear and relatively reflective. And you absolutely notice as you are looking around and just taking in the environment, in one of these larger picture frames that's kind of on the mantle, you see the reflections of yourself and everyone else that's in that room are out of sync with you.
I'm going to freeze. I'm going to pick up that particular painting or a photograph if I can.
Yeah, as you pick it up, you see your own reflection sort of like look away and like look away for just a second and then lock with you so that it is now in lockstep with you.
Anything special to the photograph itself? What is it of?
It's a picture of, looks like several generations of a family. Perhaps it's some sort of like a barbecue or something along those lines. Standing up together like it's a large group family photo.
I'm going to flip it around and see if I can't remove the back a bit to if there's any writing on the back.
Sure, you pop the back open, and as you pull the back off of this picture frame, blood just starts pouring out of it.
Put it back. No. Wait.
As you're trying to put this back on and the blood is pouring around the outsides of it, what's everyone else doing when you see this?
That's a problem.
It's today. It's today.
Yeah, I'm actually with him.
Put the frame down.
Yeah, I don't think this will constitute a breaking point given everything that y'all have been through today.
Oh, that's blood. I know what that is.
Right.
Yeah, that's actually something we can identify.
It's a little weird that it's.
I'm gonna need a bathroom to wash this off. I'll be right back when I go find the bathroom.
All right, you start making your way toward the bathroom. Meanwhile, in the bathroom, Arlo, as you're getting dressed, you hear your voice say, you've come to a critical moment, Arlo. You heard what that nun said. We are an albatross around these people's necks.
That is true.
But what if I could offer you a chance to be something better?
Better how?
Well, the reality of the situation, Arlo, is you're here for a reason. There's a hole, a little crack in that thing you're carrying around in your flesh sack that you like to pretend is a soul. I can use that crack. I can give you the tools that you need to see this through and make sure you and hopefully some of your pals walk out of this in one piece.
But at what cost?
All you gotta do is let me in that crack.
You know, I'm probably fucked anyway. With all the shit that we've done and the shit that we've seen.
Your reflection's nodding. Yeah.
I'm going to hell in a handbasket, whether I want to or not. So what the hell?
Excellent. As you approach the bathroom door, you hear a scream emanate from the bathroom. It goes throughout the entire house. You can all hear it, but like your hand is like getting ready to go on the doorknob when you hear this scream, Margaret.
I fling open the door.
You see the mirror itself seems to have broken. And the shards of the mirror, each reflecting a portion of Arlo. Like if you'd imagine like pieces of like a sculpture of Arlo made out of pieces of reflective mirror is reaching out from the mirror's frame, and like it appears to be crawling face first into Arlo's eyes. And you see some sort of blood and viscera sort of spraying about.
Incomprehensible scream of terror.
Yeah, that's your integrity roll right there.
Yeah, there we go.
I would say that probably constitutes a breaking point. So let's go ahead and make that check. And we're going to...
and resolve.
Yeah, and you're going to have some modifiers to cope with here. 1 second.
I am running over and I'm not even looking at whatever the scream is. I'm just grabbing Margaret and yanking back.
Excellent.
I assume fire axes are going to do better than my piss poor performance with a Glock 9mm.
Yeah, Silas is like coming in just with that fire axe in hand. Just let's go chop some bitches.
Roll versus wow, it's beautiful in a way.
God.
Wow.
Oh wait,
Roll versus Toreador clan curse.
Yeah, Dave.
I'm telling you, Deva waiting to happen.
Wait a minute.
So let's get that resolve composure at a -3, please, for anyone who is witnessing what is happening in the bathroom right now.
I'm not running towards screams. This is a horror movie. This is how you die. I'm not gonna run towards screams. I'm sorry.
You said -3?
Yes.
Yes.
Resolve.
That is. Oh, I got a 10.
Excellent. You may reroll that 10.
It's resolve and composure, right?
Yep.
-3, please.
And another. And a 3. So that's 2 10s.
All right. So what was your total is 2 successes?
Yep.
Excellent. So with an exceptional success, you managed to not only survive the breaking point, but also find meaning in it, reaffirming your own self-worth and passing through the fire and being tempered by it. You take a beat and regain a point of willpower, Christian.
May I?
Yes.
My willpower is topped off, and if that's fine, if we don't want to do anything, could I have inspired instead?
Absolutely. I'll allow it. You may have the
Okay.
inspired condition. Congratulations.
I will take inspired towards keep Arlo safe.
With your success, Margaret, you start being, as you're seeing this pour out, you realize you're not sure how, but this connects to the song and this connects to you. And this is your fault. And you will accept the guilty condition, please.
Okay.
Does that sound workable to you?
Okay.
Success, but at what cost?
The guilty condition, just an FYI.
You feel bad.
You're experiencing depressed feelings of guilt and remorse. The condition is commonly applied after a successful breaking point roll. When characters under the effects of this condition, they receive a -2 to any resolve or composure rolls to defend against subterfuge, empathy, or intimidation rolls. And if you make restitution for what you've done or confess your crimes, your guilty condition will go away.
All right.
Excellent.
That's fun.
Game the system. This is my fault right now.
So you start feeling intensely like all of this is connected somehow, and you're not sure why.
It's my fault. My fault. What?
Arlo, as whatever this thing is crawls into your skull, you can feel a sudden awareness that everything you've believed throughout your life about the nature of the human spirit is wrong. It's real. It's tangible. It has nerve endings, and every one of yours is on fire. As you feel this thing burn its way through your eyes into your deeper soul and begin reconstructing you from the inside out. You may apply the deviant template, you're pathological. Otherwise, it's up to you, however you'd like it to go.
Pathological instability.
Hell of a video game.
Oh, hey, Raiders. Thank you for the raid.
There is a massive amount of screaming from Arlo, which would be extremely weird for Christian because they know him and they know he doesn't yell, he doesn't scream. He's not even the guy who like loses his temper and shouts at people. And this is blood-curdling, like horror movie level of screamage. And then when it finally calms down, he just collapses to the fucking ground.
Margaret's been pulled away. I'm dashing right into the room. This is almost certainly going to suck, but I tried to grab the glass and try to pull it away from him.
Excellent. I would like you to make a, let's go with
Brawl,
probably might, I would assume, unless or strength
Strength. Yeah.
Wrong system.
Yeah,
Strength and brawl, please.
Not exactly a vampire this time.
Yeah.
When am I
Yeah.
not playing? When am I not? If I'm not playing a vampire, it means the system doesn't have one. That's
Right.
I'm a one-trick pony, and I know it.
That's fair.
At least you're aware of it.
I embrace it. I didn't mean to. I'm a dad. One success.
Excellent. The good news is that you're able to grab a hold of it. The bad news is you suffer a loss of one lethal as it starts shredding through your hands.
Yeah, that's fair.
As it is passing through your hands, I would like you to make a resolve composure roll, please. You're going to be at a -1 because of the nature of the circumstances and the pain and the various discomforts you're experiencing.
3.
Excellent. You feel whatever this is passing through you. At first, it just slices your hand, and you try to pull away. And for a second, the glass arcs, like it's still pouring glass into him, like it's not running out. It seems to be an infinite well of glass flying into his eyes. And it arcs up and goes into the back of your right hand, out through your palm, into the palm of your left hand, out the back of your left hand, and back into Arlo's eyes for just a moment, enough to deal that level of damage. And as you pull your hands away, you're left with stigmata wounds. But whilst that was going on, while you were stigmatized, you felt some sort of otherworldly energy, like clawing at your sense of identity. Like whatever this thing is that passed through you is malevolence given form.
Can I use this as justification to adapt my feeding technique?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm going to inhale reflexively. And can I make a drain roll?
Sure.
I'm sure this will have no negative repercussions whatsoever.
Yes, please brace me more.
Audience, that's the sound the lying bird makes when it lies.
Remember, I'm the lying character. Want to use the diplomatic one? I'm the liar. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm getting insane rolls today.
All right, you got an exceptional success. So, is there anything particular that power grants you on an exceptional success?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, it's just you drain ephemera from whatever it is. It takes at that level bashing damage, or actually, yeah, I can spend that ephemera to heal my wounds too. So,
Okay.
yeah.
You can absolutely heal. Your stigmata is closed. You regain a point of willpower. And as you draw back and you have pulled this energy into yourself, the glass, instead of pouring forward, starts sort of like trickling down and then climbing up for just another moment until that last bit that fell. And now you just have an empty medicine chest frame where the mirror once was. But as the last bit of glass drips down the side, it starts peeling the wall away with it. And then you see the rest of the walls in this safe house start to crack and peel. But as they crack and peel, rather than going downward, they start peeling upward. And as they're peeling upward, they're revealing various tubes and gears and strange bits of mechanical structure that appear to be a part of these walls. And I would like everyone to now go ahead and make a resolve and composure roll at -3 because you just got exposed to some infrastructure.
Fun!
Arlo is kind of on the ground unconscious.
Right, you don't count right now. You're
Okay.
busy. You're busy deviating.
What?
Yeah.
What threat level am I putting this at?
Just the tier 1. Your basic.
Tier 1.
Yeah, regular old deviant.
Not now, sweetie. The baselines are suffering.
We got 1 success. We got 3 successes. Silas?
0.
Big old goose egg, beautiful. And a big old goose egg from Margaret. Excellent. So both of you lose a point of integrity.
Oh God. No, my beautiful integrity.
I'm a good man.
And let me see what we've got here for your consequences of that loss.
Guilty or spooked for me, maybe?
Margaret.
I would say probably guilty for you, because you now are aware of just how, like, your interference has you're intensely aware that your interference has upped the ante of this situation. You have just made this 1,000 times worse, is kind of the feeling that you have. And I don't know why I keep losing this page number.
Integrity?
Yeah, the integrity checks.
I got them bookmarked. There you go.
74.
74.
There
74.
we go. Thank you. All right. So, thank you. All right. So you lose it out of integrity, and yeah, guilty. And so for Silas, what you lose it out of integrity? Would you think guilty, shaken, or spooked would be more appropriate here?
So the thing is, they're still suffering from spooked from their last
Right.
encounter.
So let's go shaken, because you haven't done anything that I would think would remotely make sense for guilty, unless you think that guilty makes sense.
I'm trying to think. I don't think there's a way to make guilty work.
Okay. So you're currently spooked, and
You could feel guilty that you were about to take off my head with an axe.
I'm not sure they feel guilty.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah. That's probably a stretch.
It was just something being thrown out.
And for Jason, you do not lose integrity, and you may choose guilty, shaken, or spooked.
Probably shaken then.
Okay.
Stirred.
Yeah. Yeah. So now at this point, when this stops, you have Arlo twitching on the floor. Their body is clearly undergoing like shifts. Things are changing. You see like the bones popping and snapping and then going back into place. This glass seems to be dancing almost under their skin. Yeah, and there doesn't appear to be anything that immediately you can do to alleviate their suffering. But more, almost of greater concern, is that you can see this exposed infrastructure in all the walls of the house, and you can hear like the gears starting to click and turn, and it sounds like everything around you sounds like a machine that needs some sort of maintenance. Things are tapping that sound like they shouldn't be tapping. There's grinding that definitely doesn't sound like it ought to be grinding, and you like squeaking. Definitely some gears need some oil over there. Things are not working right in whatever this machine is that you just popped free from the walls.
Grab Arlo by his back collar and just start dragging him out as I run for the door, just shoving anybody around me. Go, 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 go.
Margaret had, up until this point, has just been staring at her own hands, her literally blood-covered hands.
Shoving Margaret, dragging Arlo.
Go!
Who is the first person to the door?
Probably me, because I wasn't near the bathroom. And the moment I heard go, I would have been like, yep, okay.
Excellent. You open the door. How tall is Jason?
Average for an American is probably 5'9".
All right, excellent. You open the door directly into the like chest pocket of a pair of filthy Oshkosh Bagosh overalls. And the gentleman that you saw walking down the street is standing on the stoop, like right at the door. I would like everyone to roll initiative, please.
God.
except for Arlo, who's currently deviating and therefore a little busy.
While we're rolling condition, can another player's character be a loyalty touchstone? I can't remember.
I have no. There's certainly not another deviant, so I have no objection to it.
Okay.
I need to make sure none of these conditions do anything for initiative.
I didn't roll great, and to be honest, I'm dragging and shoving people, so I volunteer last.
That's fair.
6.
Also, I figured a coactive would be applicable here.
Sure, I'm for it. My only boundary on your transformation has already been established. You can do whatever you want with it.
I was just
beyond that, so cool.
So this is like a god machine deviant, just to be a little meta.
Kind of, sort of, not really. This is Gabriel's horn is turning him into a deviant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So what's happening right now is at this point, to peel back the curtain on some metaphysics right now, as you all were told last session, Gabriel's horn is like a mathematical phenomena that ties effectively. At some point, there's an intersection between moral failing and static reality, and Gabriel's horn exists at that intersection. Right now, the horn itself seems to have some sort of self-awareness or self-will, and from a meta perspective, it is currently it offered a chance at deviation so that it would have something here that could work on fixing the problem, because it knows that it doesn't belong here. It's aware that this leak is a problem as much as the God machine is aware that this leak is a problem.
See, so there are 2 super powerful entities working their hands here.
So far.
So just a reminder, for initiative, it's roll the initiative mod, or that's your initiative is the mod?
I just do I do a D10 and add your initiative mod.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Nice and easy.
Okay.
I love this system so much.
And that is math. It escapes me. That's 14.
Not too bad. Does anyone? All right. Why don't you actually just type your initiative total in the chat, and then I'll read them off.
I figure that fits.
Last is a number under this.
I'm sorry, the what now? The what now?
Little Halloween love there.
Just a little. He's called the soldier in the book, if it makes you feel better.
I like the shape.
Oh, so
Good
we're fighting
stuff.
Myers. He's in tier 3.
That's why he's got no expression, because it's a Captain Kirk mask.
He's not wearing a Captain Kirk mask, but he might as well be. You could say he has the devil's eyes.
So to set the scene, we're in this trailer of a safe house. The only exit is blocked off by some kind of phantom serial killer being, and the walls are turning into broken, evil, pseudo-mechanic, pseudo-arcane architecture machinery.
Yes.
Okay.
And what would Silas like to do, given all the givens? Because I believe Silas goes first.
I might see an opportunity to shake one of these conditions, but I need to double check this first, because I totally did not have them mixed up. I don't know what you're talking about. Be quiet. Don't worry about it.
Stab him, Silas.
So pretty much just the scene, Silas is holding this axe, look at this figure, and everyone is like still in front of them, like at the door. Have they like backed away, or is everyone just like gawking at this?
Like this is literally like face. So if you imagine the shot, like the door opens, Jason turns and almost bumps into this monster
Who's blocking the door.
Who is blocking the door.
Yeah, we're all stuck inside.
So like Jason is inches away from the soldier, whereas you are probably like just over Jason's shoulder.
Margaret's right ahead of me, and I'm dragging Arlo.
Yeah.
And now we've established party order.
I dare do something stupid?
I mean, if now's the time, if you're gonna swing for some fences.
So Silas is spooketh, they are shooketh, they are all of that. They feel powerless, and they want to, if not reassert some power, at the very least learn something. They know that these things can do damage, but do they feel emotion at all? This thing does not show an emotion, but they're going to try and force some out of it. And they're going to hold the axe, like, not just as if they're at the ready. They're kind of not cosplay, but they're making it seem like, I'm ready to take your head off right now if you don't get the fuck out of my way. And they want to try and see if they can intimidate this thing.
Excellent. Roll intimidation, and do you want to rely on might or on strength? Ooh, wrong system. Do you want to rely on strength and incorporate the weapon bonus, or do you want to just rely on manipulation or presence?
How much would the weapon bonus give?
An axe. It gets +3.
Yeah.
I
Do
think.
that.
I gotta get an
Fire
axe in my other game.
Fire axe is 3 damage.
Yeah.
Oh,
So +3 to your
right.
intimidation.
Okay, so yeah, strength plus intimidation. So yeah, we'll do strength intimidation +3. So that is 6 dice we're rolling. Don't worry, everyone. This is totally going to go well. Well, shit. 2 successes only.
It's not bad.
That's
God,
success.
That's a lot of dice I'm hearing.
So that's an exceptional success without the reroll. So 6 successes. You brandish your axe very angrily, and he just cocks his head to the side as he looks at you, like a confused animal. That will bring us to 11s. I'm going to let Margaret go first because I like to let the stars of the show go first. So
Thank you.
you see, you see this person just cock their head to the side as if they're confused, trying to process what this being is trying to do, because it certainly isn't scary. Is kind of the reaction that you're getting from this thing.
Nope,
Shot.
nope, none of this, nope. And is there like a window or something?
Absolutely. You just go out the window.
I'm going for a window. If it's locked, I'm getting it unlocked and opening it. Whatever I got to do to get the fuck out.
Excellent. You open the window and jump out the side of the building. As you lift the window, you hear like gears and like metallic noises, like pistons in the background. But the window opens up, and you spill out onto the side of the house. The soldier is going to try to grab Jason by his face and use the back of his head to bludgeon Silas. So he'll split his dice pool between those two things.
Oh,
James
Joy.
giving ideas before session started.
I see that they are employing Jim's favorite method: beat a motherfucker with another motherfucker.
Sometimes you do.
Sometimes that is just the best way to get the job done.
All right. What is your defense, Jason?
4.
Okay. It swings, like reaches forth to grab you, and you like barely step back as its knuckles close in front of your face. And you realize, like as you're face to face with this fist, that the fist is wider than your head. Like that perspective hits you. But fortunately, the creature does not. A swing and a miss. That will bring us to Jason. What would you like to do?
right? Instinctually, he just put his hand, just bam.
Just let go point blank with that shotgun.
Yeah,
Let's
just
do it. That's going to be a dexterity and firearms. You're going to be because it's point blank. Remind me in Chronicles if that matters with their defense. Point blank.
not familiar enough with this system.
Just double checking. Nope. All right. So yeah, you just make your attack roll.
All right. That's not bad. Okay, so that's 5 successes.
And what's the damage rating on that weapon?
It's a +3.
All right. You blast him in his chest and he falls backward, like straight back onto his back.
I've seen horror movies. Time to go. He's gonna get back up. Not doing no, out the window. Just as much movement as I can, out as close to out the window that I just saw. Like Margaret goes like friggin' out the window.
Excellent. You push past Silas and Christian, stepping over Arlo, and dive for the window as well. And that will then bring us to Christian. What would you like to do?
I'm going to spend a willpower point. I'm going to try to just drag Arlo out full sprint if I can. Just
out the front door or out the window?
Yeah, if we step over the shape, that's fine by me.
All right. You go dragging past. Go ahead and make a
strength and athletics.
Sure, let's do that.
All right. So thank goodness for willpower, because that is untrained. Buddy, that's no good. Yeah, nothing.
Nothing.
Oh, no.
You start dragging, and you get you're past the shape, but your passenger is not. As he rolls over and grabs Arlo by the ankle.
No. Like in character.
Excellent. No, and start having a tug of war. That brings us back around to Silas.
We are about to experience the fucking around that will most likely result in some serious finding out. But we have hit a point where Silas is angry and holding a fire axe. Silas is thinking a little bit. They're scared. They're worried. And now they're pissed off. And now this person that they're apparently linked to is getting snatched. They don't just want to get past this thing. They are going to make it hurt. So they're going to take a step forward, fire axe over the head, and bring it right down on this thing at the elbow, trying to chop off its fucking arm.
Excellent. Go ahead and give me that strength and weaponry. Did somebody have something to add?
I request you do not take a dramatic failure, as I'm right there.
The request is noted. Whether it will be processed is to be determined.
That's all I can ask.
Strength and weaponry, and is the +3 also for this, or is it just for that intimidation thing?
The +3 will apply to your damage. So I mean, yes, it is ultimately, but
okay,
you got to hit first for it to matter.
So we are looking at 4 dice.
You can spend willpower to gain 3 dice.
You can spend a willpower to gain 3 dice.
The dice apparently agree with violence because I just rolled 4 dice. We got 2 10s and a 9, so I'm gonna roll
nice
9s. Not 1 to 6, so we got just 3 successes.
Okay. You bring the axe down on the arm, and you hear a crunch. It does not take the arm off, but blood definitely starts bubbling up from where the axe is buried in the crook of the elbow. You notice a distinct lack of reaction from the shape, as if it doesn't even register what you've done.
I think that triggers a breakpoint.
All right, go ahead. And resolve composure based on just because of the horror of the situation.
There's a specific one. Plot twist. Silas has a breakpoint, and it specifically says being completely ignored and or snubbed. If they just try to chop this thing's arm off and it's ignoring them, you damn right that's going to trigger it.
I
love it. Let's do it.
All right. Any modifiers you would like for me to impose?
No, because really, at the end of the day, there's nothing. You've not witnessed this thing do anything inherently supernatural yet. It's just scary.
Right.
You know, you can still kind of explain away, like maybe he had a vest on, maybe it wasn't, maybe it was just rock salt. I don't know what was in that gun. You know, so
All right.
like I won't penalize you for the supernatural aspect.
Yeah. That's 2 successes.
Excellent. Do you already have, now you feel guilty?
Damn. Got the Holy Trinity up in here.
Now you feel guilty because, and it's not even because of what you did. It's because that still has your friend. Like you didn't do enough. You should have gone for the head, Thor. You should have gone for the head.
I'm not Chris.
No one's Chris Hemsworth, including Chris Hemsworth.
That's valid. That brings us to Margaret. Margaret, you land on the floor, on the ground, I should say. And in the distance, as your butt hits the dirt, you can hear the church bells again. And you can see the fog starting to roll in again. What would you like to do?
How close does it appear to be?
Like it's at the edge of the property line, just rolling in right now.
How quick does it appear to be moving? Does it
remarkably fast, like the pace of a person running? Probably. You figure by this, in about a turn or two, you're going to be in the fog.
All right, in that case, I'm going to turn and super quick, just pull the new gun, point it at Big, Tall, and Scary, and try and fire at him.
Excellent. So you'll need to go around the side of the building to do that, which you have enough movement to do.
Okay.
I'm going just so you're aware, you are shooting effectively into a crowd.
Okay.
Because you know Silas is standing there. There's an axe in the arm. The creature still has its grip on Arlo.
I don't want to be firing at and accidentally hitting anyone. But I also don't want to stay out here where the fog's going to come in and get me. Is there any buildings or anything nearby? Anything?
No, that safe house is out in the middle of nowhere. The only shelter is going back into the safe house.
I think seeing the fog roll in, she's just going to sigh and clamber back into the building.
Excellent. You hop up and climb back into the building. That will bring us just real quick. Arlo, I assume you are still deviating, correct?
Mostly done. Still finishing up my scars real quick, but
all right. I'll let
the best part.
I'll let you. You tell me when you're ready to roll in, and I'll have you roll in for initiative.
Will do.
In the meantime, though, that brings us to our good friend, who is going to try to wrestle the axe from you. So I would like you to roll strength and weaponry, and the soldier will roll strength and weaponry as well.
Roger. I'm going to spend that willpower.
Excellent.
It's for 3 extra dice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me just save that alteration. 2, 3. Well, we got 1 success.
Excellent. That is enough to retain your grip as he reaches over with his good arm and tries to pull the axe from your hands, but you manage to get it free. Also pulling it up with sort of a wet sucking noise as it comes up out of his arm and generating another 3 points of damage. So the arm is now holding on kind of by the tendons for the most part. And it, like, as you pulled it back, like there was like a spray upward of blood. And you retain control of it. So that would be their turn. That brings us to Jason. What you got?
Well, I was heading out the window with Margaret. After seeing her jump back in, I was like, damn it, Mark, get to the car! I'm going to run to the car, because I've seen horror movies. While he's busy, the car will start. The car will start while he's busy! He's not coming out. He's not actively pursuing us.
It's in the Oldsmobile.
I'm going to run to the freaking car.
Excellent. You run to the freaking car. You're able to hop in. Who has the
Smart enough
keys?
to leave the keys in the car? Were we smart enough to leave the keys in the car?
I believe the keys are on Arlo.
That's for the truck. What about the car?
Oh, the car itself, yeah, definitely. Arlo's got the keys. But Arlo actually doesn't have any of the keys because Arlo is wearing different clothes than Arlo was wearing last time. So
Correct me if I'm wrong. Arlo didn't have pockets last time, right?
I'll give this to you. Chances are very, very good that Arlo's keys are either in the pants of the chef's uniform or in whatever the bathroom has become.
We're gonna die. This is how we die. Okay. Okay. No. The moment this realization comes to me, and I'm like, all right, well, I guess hopefully we die like aliens instead of alien. I'm going to embrace that hopeful turn from horror to action, and I'm not going to fire my shotgun at a crowd of people.
All right, so you've still got the shotgun in hand. You're sitting in the car, like checking around for the keys, and then that's when that realization hits you, and you're just like, "Oh shit!" As the fog washes over the car that you're in.
It's just that moment of, God damn it, I'm the first to go. I'm the idiot.
What would you like to do, Christian?
I'm just continuously dragging Arlo. That is my sole focus.
Into the fog, into the car? Because like right now, you see the fog rolling up onto the car where Jason is sat down.
That would get him away from God Machine House. Not that I can name that in character. And that would get him away from spooky thing. I mean, I don't even know if he's alive at this point. Does he have eyes, by the way?
He does have eyes. Yeah. They're just dead and cold and emotionless.
Okay.
Like, he didn't, like when that axe hit his arm, you distinctly noticed he didn't wince.
Oh, I meant Arlo.
Oh,
he had like Prince of Darkness.
That's a good question. Arlo, are you still rocking like the Event Horizon look right now, or?
That's a much better reference.
At this point, Arlo's face is looking scarily like the shapes. It seems to just kind of be lacking, even in his unconscious state, it seems to be lacking any emotion. You can't read what's going on underneath it.
Jim, what is with you and making emotionless characters? I need to know.
I thought it fit too well, okay? In this particular instance, I thought it fit too well.
Too much Star Trek? I mean,
Did your deviation do anything to heal any physical wounds you might have had? Like do you have or does your deviation have any physical evidence of the wounds you might have had? Otherwise you would have healed them.
I haven't decided on my second scar yet because I have two.
Would you want something related to your eyes, maybe?
Yeah, I was gonna go look up. I'm thinking probably conspicuous appearance.
Okay, so there's definitely something not right about him. There's a kind of a like sliced up, almost as if when Arlo, if you're cool with this, Arlo, As Arlo like winces a little bit and starts fluttering with consciousness and the eyes start to flutter open a little bit, you realize that where the glass shards slice through the lids, it is almost left like independent pie slices of eyelid. So when he blinks, it's sort of sectional.
Yeah, for a one dot conspicuous appearance, it's pretty good.
We have to get back to the gas station and find some shades for this poor guy.
There's shades in the car.
Okay.
Tell me how that one description is worse than half of the body horror I've ever seen.
Because it wasn't us.
Mm-hmm.
It's I mean, what you got to do is get right next to him. Tell me what you see.
I see a lot of shit that you don't want to.
Fair enough.
Because I have otherworldly connection.
I am like,
It's just a word.
I've still got one hand on the back of his collar, and I'm just pulling back and like scrambling to get him away as fast as I can. At one point, a foot slips. I'm not even thinking this slows me down. Just foot slips. I look down at him and think, if I have to put a fucking bullet in your head, Arlo, so help me. And do I have a clear line of sight to the soldier?
Yeah,
without hitting anyone.
He's very much, yeah, absolutely. Because Silas just pulled back that axe. So where you're at, the perspective you're at, it's nothing but the soldier who's just now, as your initiative hits, sits straight up.
All right. I'm gonna. Yeah, I take some pot shots, but nothing lands.
All right, so you just,
It's practically suppressing fire. It's basically just like dragging and just shooting wildly. If I had hit, it would have been a miracle.
You notice the soldier sort of like look around at where the squibs are going off on the ground, just almost in like a disengaged, like I'm noticing this is happening, but it doesn't matter sort of fashion. So you just kind of see the head turn side to side, but nobody else is visible, and you make it to the car as the fog envelops the car. That's the end of the turn, correct?
That's us.
Arlo, you wake up in the car. You feel the power that's gone through, but you can definitely tell its cost. Its toll is weighing heavily on you. But you can feel these new capabilities, this new structure throughout you. You can feel where it seems that whatever Gabriel's horn is, it leaked out into you and ripped holes in your soul and then filled the gaps with itself.
Mm-hmm.
You feel a sense almost instinctual of being disjointed from the reality around you as the knowledge kicks in that that's not going to get better. It's not going to go away. You are now a creature of two worlds who is welcome in neither.
Yep. That is the life of deviance.
Is this a good spot to interject a narrative component?
Absolutely.
When you open your eyes, if that's a thing you can or do too much, you'd see like maybe I'm picturing like a ringing in your ears, like slowly subsiding, kind of like post flashbang. You got Christian like literally on top of you, just shouting your name at you, like slowly coming in through the fog of tinnitus subsiding.
And yeah, as you open your eyes, Jason's sitting in the driver's seat. You and Christian are in the back seat, and the car is just covered with fog. You're surrounded by fog.
What happened?
Are you?
As far as I can tell.
I'll settle for that. Where are the keys?
Probably in my pants.
You're gonna make me get them, aren't you? You're gonna make fucking get. Those aren't keys. There we go.
You frisk him and you realize he meant not those pants.
What's wrong?
Wrong pants. Get out of the car.
Excellent.
God!
Open the car into the fog. I'll get back to y'all in the car in a second. You had something you wanted to say?
Ejecting clips, slapping a new one.
Arlo would just say, I can hotwire it.
You say I can hotwire it as the door slams shut.
I gotta go find Silas and Margaret.
I will
do that.
I will be back. So Silas, you're still on the porch. And you clearly have the initiative. You can clearly move to the car if you want to. You can clearly move back into the house if you want to. Or as this dude is set up, you can try to just gently greet his face with the axe. It's up to you. Those are your options right now. Just good morning, back to sleep with you.
You know?
And a one.
Rationally, Silas is of the mind of this motherfucker has been blasted with a shotgun and smacked with an axe and his face did not shake. Logically, they should go to the car and get the fuck out of there. I would like to see, though, if I could do something stupid.
Sure. I'm a fan of stupid.
They're spooked. And they're spooked in the way of this thing, whatever it is, it's acting as if it can't be stopped. And not just that, it's acting as if it just cannot react. It has no emotion. And that terrifies them more than anything. It has to be taken out. So just as you suggested, it's going to be 4 right for the face.
Excellent.
Because if it has no emotion, it has no place. And Silas is going to be screaming as they do it. I'll make you show something, and just right on to it.
Excellent. Go ahead and roll. Those of you who ran away, by the way, if you had the spooked condition, you may now shed that condition.
Neat.
You know what? We got willpower to burn, so burn another one. All right. So we have 3 successes, and one of them is a 10.
When we roll that 10?
Yep. Nope, just a 4. So only 3 successes.
All right. So you swing, and the axe goes into his neck, and he just sort of like stops, and his eyes look over at you, but his head doesn't turn, and he's just staring at you. With the neck buried, like buried in his neck, like you can feel bone on the edge of the blade where it's hit. He has not reacted to it, but he looks like getting around might be a bit of a challenge for him.
Faust is just gonna scream like anyone, not even just like out of just fear. It's just pure frustration, anger, fear, all of it. It's just the most primal scream ever.
All right. Margaret, you fall onto the floor of your dorm room.
Damn it. Oh, no, not here again. God damn it. I need to be back there. God damn it. Why do you keep bringing me here? There's nothing here.
The radio starts playing distant. You can hear it through the doors. It's the same song, Simply for the Devil is playing. It's coming from outside of the room.
Last time it wasn't. Last time I ended up at Grandma's, so I'll do the door.
You open the door and you see several of your classmates, sorority sisters, I believe, circled around, like panicking. Like, we got to give her air. You got to get her head up. We got to get her to a hospital. And your friend, forgive me, I screwed up when I introduced another C character. Cindy was your friend?
Cass.
Cass was your friend. Thank you. Cass looks at you and says, I told you this was a bad idea. I think she's ODing. We got to call 911.
What?
I told you this was a bad idea. Look at her. And you see Cindy flipping, like convulsing on the floor.
What?
And she looks up at you mid convulsion and says, chewing on her own tongue, "You did this to me.
No, I didn't do that. That wasn't
screaming
me. That
and
wasn't
chewing.
me.
The top of the front half of her tongue rolls down her chin and blood just starts running.
I am repeating again and again and again out loud. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Just like get to the point where I'm almost screaming it.
Christian busts into the house, just raw, like panic and movement. And as you fling the door open, you see Margaret kneeling in the living room, just shouting, "It wasn't me, it wasn't me." And that immediately brings Margaret back to the room. You're back in here, and Christian is standing over you, probably, I would assume, looking fairly perplexed.
More determined right now. There's a serious, like, weird shit going on. I am going to be task oriented.
All right, so you go right past the freaking out attorney into the bathroom.
Oh, I'm standing over her just for a second. Get to the car now. Turn and go, like, there's axe murderer fight outside. Now I'm going for the pants.
You run in, snatch the pants. While you're picking up the pants, are you actually going to hotwire the car, Arlo?
No. Having heard the commotion of Silas slapping the axe into this body and the frustrated yell, they're gonna like almost robotically sit up in the back seat and look out the window. And because they have a new toy to play with, I want to throw my lash at him.
Excellent. What is your lash?
It is horrendous, insidious, quick, cutting. So it deals aggravated damage.
Okay.
And it's a Scar Finesse to activate it, right?
Yes. And what do you, what is it? What form does it take? What does it look like? What are they witnessing when you activate this?
It just kind of looks like he holds out a hand and glass shards shoot out of the palm of his hand.
I love it.
I'm going to lead into that theme. Okay, so that is, let me make sure I got my dice pool right here. New toy.
Yeah, by all means.
Like Carnage, but with glass?
Basically.
It's baller, dude.
It's pretty dope.
It also ignores defense, by the way.
Nice.
Oh.
Well, that's just an asshole. Of a weapon.
Yeah, like that's low-key evil.
And I got 5 successes on it.
Excellent. So Arlo sits up in the back seat, opens the door, and like puts an arm out over the door. And Jason, you see, like, imagine if it was fluid, like a gallon of glass fly past you.
Sound of shards grinding.
Right.
Yeah.
Crinkling and cracking noises of glass breaking against glass, as it just liquefies the head of this creature.
James, can I request one thing?
Yes.
Just please say, "Get over here."
I don't have that yet.
Yet.
But as this head disintegrates, and Silas, you see this happen in front of you as well. Like the axe, there was some tension where you were holding it, and it just goes limp as that part of the body that it was stuck in is no longer there. And that's where we'll wrap things up for this week. Any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns about tonight's session?
Nope.
All good.
Spent most of it hallucinating.
How much can get normal for you in a single day? Yesterday, wouldn't have thought this possible. Today, blood coming out of a wall felt pretty mundane.
I am so glad that I took tiered because I also have explosive on that.
Nice.
Oh,
I will say this without giving away too much. Margaret has yet to hallucinate.
no. Oh. Oh my god.
And
Oh,
what the
no.
f have we been looking at?
Oh no.
Well,
Oh no.
Oh yes.
So I'll let you live with that for the next week as you think about what the hell's
Margaret
actually.
needs some ruby slippers, but it's Onyx Path, so it'll be sharp and like on the interior.
Ruby is your blood.
Of course they would. So
They're my ruby slippers. Those aren't rubies.
What? As we are at the end of the night, I do want to remind everyone that it is the 10th anniversary of Onyx Path Publishing. We have a different game line that we're featuring every month. This month we're featuring They Came From, and right now you can get 90% off on They Came From Beyond the Grave and various supplements in PDF. You'll never find them at a better price. Head over and snatch those up. I just threw the link in the chat. I want to remind everyone that Scion God is currently on Backer Kit. You can head over there, pre-order it, get some cool perks in the process. It's already funded and we're already unlocking stretch goals. So the link to that is in the chat. And I do want to remind everyone that Roll20Con is this weekend. We're going to have some special programming regarding Scion on the channel. Just keep an eye out for that. And we may be announcing some sort of a giveaway at some point in the near future here. So if you're not on the Onyx Path Discord, you should consider heading over and joining up. Keep an eye on that for Roll20Con. Just a little birdie told me there might be some sort of a reason to go do that. This story that we're playing through is part of Shards of Contagion, which is currently available at Storyteller's Vault. If you like what you're seeing, go pick that up. It's been a lot of fun to work on. And I want to make a special shout out to Kelly Clark over at Dork Tales because Kelly wrote this section. So you have him to thank for all the horrible things that are happening right now. I have been Travis. My pronouns are he, they, and I have had the extreme pleasure of being your story guide this session. I would like to give everybody an opportunity to tell us who you are, what you do, who you've been playing, your pronouns, their pronouns, and anything you would care to promote. And we're going to go in the reverse order this time. So the Will, please give us all of your pertinence.
All right, I am the Will. I have been playing Jason Smith, and I don't exist. But if you want to see me exist, you can go check me out at twitch.tv/The Rolling Nomads. You can check us out on YouTube at The Rolling Nomads channel, or on Twitter at _The Rolling Nomads. Good old Jason Smith. I am really excited for Scion God. Really, really excited. I've been waiting for that. You're muted.
I can't wait to see what you all do when that gets stuck into when that gets incorporated into Godsend. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So definitely, it's Tuesdays. Tuesdays. Sundays. Was it 3 p.m. Eastern?
Yeah, 3 p.m. Eastern time, and you'll be able to watch as my Eldritch Horror slowly apotheoses into something even more terrible.
I love it. I can't wait to see what it does. Thank you so much for being here and for enriching this experience. And speaking of enriching the experience, Margaret, please give us all of your pertinent details.
So I've been Sasha, happy to perform for all of you wonderful people. My pronouns are she, they. I've been playing Margaret Stark, she, her, the attorney who is in way over her head and probably needs a hug at this point.
I think a hug is probably in order.
Yeah,
I think that's fair to say.
As for where to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter at hey it's Spidey, or hey I'm sorry Spidey, sorry. But
It's
yeah,
floating under your face. They can find it.
Yeah, it's somewhere. It's somewhere. But yeah, other than that, hope to see more of you guys more soon. Remember, trans rights are humans' rights, and love each other.
Absolutely, 100%. Thank you so much for that, and definitely had a blast tonight. So thank you for giving me permission to do all the terrible things to your character I'm doing. I really appreciate it. I didn't
Biggest gift any DM can have is a blank check to just go, here, fuck my shit up.
Well, and this is just a real quick sidebar about safety tools and discussions. You know, we had a discussion off camera between sessions about like what was this amnesia going to entail and what are you cool with and what are you not cool with. So again, like you're just so the audience and the other players are aware, you know, Sasha's like vaguely aware of what's happening, but not really. So there's still some surprises up the sleeve.
Barest clue.
And to let you know too, just to reiterate, if at any point that gets too intense, feel free to X out of it and we'll back it up and we'll figure it out. Okay. I don't want you to ever be anything but 100% comfortable at the table.
I've been loving it so far.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. I'll try to keep that batting average up on that. And then that brings us over to Christian. Please, your pertinence.
Hi, I'm Kevin Zarnicki, he, him, who's been playing Christian Donovan, he, him. You can follow me over on Twitter at Necromancy101. Yeah, I'm just having a blast, guys. This is just such a lovely experience, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. I'm thoroughly enjoying the reactions and the elements that you all are introducing. So thank you for giving me such fertile ground to play around in. Speaking of giving me fertile ground, Arlo, your pertinence, please. Welcome to Deviation. How's that treating you?
Oh, it's going to be wonderful. I am James. Pronouns they, he. I am playing Arlo, the now poor broken meat sack. That is a he, him, as far as we know. We don't know what all the variations have changed yet.
That's valid. Everything's up in the air. We just don't know.
And I don't have a whole heck of a lot to promote, but someone in this group might see Return of Arlo later.
Excellent. I look forward to hearing how that shakes out. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with Arlo next session too, because we just got the chance to scrape the bare surface of your deviation. So I look forward to exploring that. Thank you for giving me that little bit of rope. And speaking of gifts that keep on giving, Silas, please, your pertinent information.
Hi everyone, I'm Mintzbo. You can call me Mint, you can call me Minty. It's fine. I go by any pronouns. They work because we love being fluid. I have been playing Silas Curse, they, them, the excitable axe-wielding pastel goth artist that has been having one hell of a roller coaster of emotions tonight. You can follow me on Twitter at It's Minty Bitch. Just a heads up, my Twitter is a sewage line. So if you don't want your timeline to see some things that maybe you don't want to show in public, show some caution, or at the very least set it to where you see tweets or my likes and all that less often. You can also follow me here on Twitch at Minty_Bo. I'm both here and I'm also playing with the Restless Barbarian Gaming with the Horror at Oak Hill. Very fun. You can see me over there as we try to not die from ghosts in an insane asylum. Totally gonna be fun. And every other weekend, I just like to dick around and play games on here. We just did Fate the Cursed King and Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. And I'm going to enjoy just dicking around some more. So if that sounds like your shtick, feel more than free to pop on in. And if you like what you see, more than free to stick around. And I'd like to thank our ST for letting me be here tonight.
Thank you for being here. Can you throw the channel name up in the chat and I'll throw a shout out link to it?
Roger that.
Excellent. And whilst I'm working on that, I suppose y'all would like to get your beats, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Did anyone fulfill an aspiration?
I technically acquired a new car because I'm not giving the keys back.
I mean, I'll allow it. I'll allow it for the moment. Yeah, I'll allow it. Let's do it. Take that beat. Any other aspirations?
I took by instinct.
Absolutely, you can fulfill that. And that had a rather grand effect on the narrative, I would say.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You attacked the God machine, kind of. So
Brothers of the bomb.
that won't come back and bite you in any way.
Yeah, you definitely didn't get on the God Machine's radar at all.
We're all on the God machine's radar. It's a matter of IFF.
And fair enough. So any other aspirations get grabbed? No, nothing yet. All right.
No.
Each condition. What? If I didn't give you one when you resolve the condition, you should gain a beat for resolving the condition.
Okay.
All right.
We already had the dramatic failure handled.
Would my deviation count as resolving spooked?
Yes.
Okay.
So you can take a beat for that. So you can all take a beat for ending the session. We did get an extra. Did I give you your beat for risking a breaking point for Silas?
Risking the breaking point. Oh, the one from because the soldier decided that he was just not gonna react.
Right. Did I give you a beat for that? Because you should have had a beat for that.
Okay, I didn't know, so I'll
Now-
just mark one down. So we got
Now
the one.
you know, and knowing's half the battle. The other half is red and blue lasers.
Oh,
All right. So those should be your beats for the session. If anyone got to 5 beats, that counts as an experience, right? Right.
Yes.
And then also, toss me the channel name in the Zoom chat so that because we've got. Yeah, I don't have you set up as a mod on our chat, so I'll throw it in the group.
yeah, that was my bad. I put it on the
No worries.
switchums.
No worries at all.
There you go.
Thank you.
Ain't nothing simple about the internet.
No, it is not. But on that bright, shiny note, I will let you all go, and we will look forward to returning for session 3 this time next week. Until then, everybody, please take care of yourselves and each other. Wash your hands, wear a mask, get your shots. Get your flu shot. 'Tis the season. We love you all, and we want you to be healthy. And so, the best way to do that is through a little bit of science in your arm, please. And
It might as well be magic.
indeed. Until
Magically
then,
delicious.
we'll see
And
you
not
again.
tell the difference.
Have a good one.
Bye, everyone.